Okay.
What does that even mean?
We should be live now.
Okay, so I don't, like I said, I usually have several dreams, so they'll transition into each other. So I don't know exactly the starting of it, but basically, I think the time period, it was quite a while ago, but I think that we still had electricity, so it must have been like rural 1920s or 1850s or something like that. I'm not quite sure. But basically there was this rich family and they needed to marry off their son to someone that was also rich. So my dream starts after what I'm describing, but basically he ended up getting married to a woman. And then with my dream, no, my dream hasn't started quite yet, but he ends up getting married to a woman, and then his mother didn't like the woman, so she murdered her. And so then my dream starts, and it's kind of like the protagonist of the story is the ghost of the girl. And so it kind of starts out with that. So like we know who her murderer is, but no one else knows who the murderer is. And it's kind of like it was kind of like Edgar Allan Poe's what's the Nevermore poem with the Tall Tale Heart. That's not Nevermore, but the Tall Tale Heart, where he heard the heart beating and beating. So basically, only the mother who had murdered the girl could see the girl. She could see her ghost, and she it as time went on, it was almost as if the girl was becoming more realistic to her instead of being a corporeal, like a ethereal form. She became more corporeal to the mother. And one time she panicked and she pushed her down the stairs, and her more corporeal form actually fell down the stairs. And then the mother freaked out even more. And then eventually justice was served because as my dream went on, we discovered that she had like taken the girl's coffin and buried it in a cottage somewhere, and she had killed other people and put their bones in the walls of the cottage. And eventually somehow the girl's ghost becomes corporeal again, and she's back to normal, and that means that she can show everybody how the mother murdered her and where her body is. But I was just like, dude, that was my dream. I need to write that as a murder mystery. I hope that made sense.
Did you? Did you write it?
No, but I kind of am thinking about it, except I would have to make it a little bit less ethereal.
I did make notes about my dream because I don't remember shit.
But I was just like, oh, that was interesting. And then it transitioned, and then I was with my cousin somewhere doing. Oh no! After that, it transitioned and came a step back, and I was showing my friend this as like a really good movie. I was like, "You need to watch this movie," and it was the dream I had just had.
I did feel about that with my dream as well.
Yeah?
Like that twist of like, oh, we've gone back into Act 1. Everything that happened did not happen. It was a lie, and we're in trouble. Like,
yeah,
I thought
dreams can make good stories. Yeah, because you have 3 actors.
Dreams
I
are
could
great.
probably write a novel about mine.
Yeah, because like it's so short for us to explain to each other, but it like was so detailed and elongated.
Yeah.
Like when you're dreaming, I was like, "Oh my! She just pushed the corporeal ghost of the girl down the stairs. Like, she's actually coming back to life." And then like I speak it out loud, and I'm like, if I was to write this, I would probably have to put a little bit more cool detail into it.
All right, so if we have everyone here, I've tested something out on my previous stream on Mondays. Fish says he's going to be about 2.5 hours, so that's Great.
So he'll have 1 hour.
So
left.
he probably won't be here for the rest of the thingy. I need to get some music going, but while that's going, the quick thing here. So you'll miss the majority.
Fish. Filter fish.
How much time would I have left on my invisibility? Probably 30 minutes.
I wouldn't worry too much about it. We're gonna have a happy time right now.
Happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get to
Wow.
talk. We get to see the jovial walrus.
For the first time in over 70 cliffhangers, we've had a good one.
I know,
Positive one.
right?
Is it good?
Yay! Yeah.
We met a giant seal. Eee. Not really, but you know.
And he's singing to himself.
Let's get into it, shall we? We don't know if Dallan's going to show up for us today, and Fish will be extremely late if not absent, due to work. For the time being, I have done something new for our stream, which is to introduce a Roll20 screen with our nameplates now. So I realized I could copy and paste them on and shrink them down a bit.
Hey,
So there you go.
I like it.
Jodie, are you here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your camera's blacked
Yeah,
out.
no,
I'm
I
just making sure you're here.
I know. I just put the camera down because I was laughing at something, and I didn't want to say I was laughing at Cari, I wasn't laughing at her.
So last time you guys entered the realm of the giants, which you found out wasn't a place or some kind of fortress looking thing that's called Grimskalle in the giant tongue. Through some investigation, you found some wrecked areas that look to be a dining room of some sort or dining hall, and adventured through the island to get here, finding that by the time you had arrived and stowed your animals in a safe location, Meepo was nowhere to be found. Meepo, what am I saying, Cari? Wow, that's a blast in the past. Holy cow, that's like our third session of D&D ever. Meepo is the first kobold Cari and I ever met.
Yeah, and he died.
And he died
I
almost
was
immediately.
He was my friend. Well,
No spoilers.
It's not recorded.
So anyways, you guys found that Sopo was nowhere to be found.
Sofa.
And as you investigated, you found a couple of staircases and some statues and some of the fog. And just as an added reminder, for those of you without dark vision, this place is not lit and the vaulted ceilings only reach about 30 feet. The area that you're currently standing in is a ice rink, basically. The floor of this area is as smooth as an ice rink with a vaulted ceiling. There's a 9-foot high, a 9-foot high railing of sculpted ice hugging the staircase as you descended, or at least in some of your cases descended, the others falling ass over tea kettle and hitting on your
That's right.
on the ground.
Me and Tartara.
As you enter the chamber on the floor, which like the stairs is smooth and gleaming, a walrus as big as an elephant is having the grandest of old times, rolling and sliding on the ice, paying you no heed.
As big as a what?
An elephant.
He's as big as an elephant.
A elephant.
He's a.
He's
How do you
big
put
boy.
elephant and walrus together? Elrus?
And there does seem to be other chambers in this place, but I am going to leave that for you guys to investigate.
A wall-elephant.
Rob, can I put crampons on my boots?
Yep. As you do that, you're noticing that Villain's already been doing that from before.
I also
Yeah, I see that, and I'm like, yep, good idea.
Wait, are you guys at the top, or are you doing that just so you can walk across the?
Everybody came down, I think.
Probably.
Everybody.
We're already at the bottom of the stairs.
Yeah, because it's too slippery. Might as well put them on.
Where
I
am I?
actually was going to ask you guys if you remember if Velen was left with the dogs or did she come with you guys?
She came with us because she
came
was
with us.
belligerent as we were falling down the
Yes.
stairs. I remember.
Yes, I remember. She's like, and that's why I didn't go first.
Okay.
She said what?
That's not what she said, but I just remember.
She berated the people who fell down.
She made fun of you pretty well.
Do any
Oh
of you
yeah, I
know how
fell
to
down,
give
didn't
back-
I?
You did a little bit. It was me and Torterra that took like a huge tumble.
You slipped.
Carrie,
but
what
you
was this
caught
icon
your
on you
fall.
for? Did you cast like
Oh
something?
yeah, I have see invisibility. I have 30 minutes left.
Is it only for an hour?
Yeah.
I thought see invisibility was for 8 hours. You want to check that?
I can. I remember I asked you
I
how
think
long
it's
you
an
had been
hour.
up at the end of.
Okay.
I think it's an hour.
Well, I'm gonna say it's still active, and you guys
Yeah,
cast at about the same time that he cast invisibility from memory.
Invisibility.
So
I just
Yeah.
remember because I have written down here 30 minutes left at the end of the session.
Great. So we're just gonna have that applied to Mesh. That way, it's easy to say they both go down at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I really do any of you guys know how to give back massages by any chance?
Yes.
Need a chiropractor or something.
I'm just gonna mimically put my hand up.
My skilled hands
You,
needed.
Goldy. Yes, I will. Nope, I will have Goldy because he will not be
This is my
enjoying
forte.
it.
I can't believe it. The one thing that I'm excel at, and I'm not being picked. This is ridiculous.
Do you promise not to do awkward things while you're giving me a massage?
Trust me, I'll be
If you
wrestling
can't,
with
I'm
some
choosing
old.
Goldy.
Okay, cool. I thought you were talking to me.
Well, this is happening.
I don't know what the
Mesh.
definition of awkward is. I don't know what
This is
that
gonna be your
means.
conversation while you guys put on some crampons because it'll take some
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Goldie, are you
Okay,
also
how about this?
preparing your talk with animals?
Oh, I was doing that last week. Yeah.
Okay, how about this?
Won't be
Later
awkward.
on tonight, when we all take a rest, I'll give you a try. And if I feel uncomfortable, I'm gonna ask Goldie. Okay?
She said she'll give me a try.
I'm giving you a try to give me a massage on my back. And to not touch me inappropriately.
That's not how that works. Either you do or you
Never
do not.
Inappropriate. This is
That's the phrase.
absolute slander.
The
are
giant
you saying-
elephant-like
I don't want
walrus
either of you to
slams
now.
into one of the sides and rolls around into the ice, and then begins to collapse itself and flop a few times before skating across again.
You know what?
Fun.
I'm gonna finish my enchantment and I'm gonna slid across the ice as well.
You're
just
going to slid
around
across?
the route that I can clearly see the walruses.
Is that gonna do? Because what if it rolls onto you? I mean,
Yeah,
you're
you
not
should
gonna be
make your
able to get up.
presence known.
Yeah.
So crampons prevent sliding.
Actually, just hello.
You see the walrus slide all the way in next to Breker.
I'd try to give it a push
you
as it
speak?
bounces off.
My, you're a small one.
Oh, he does speak. I thought being as large as you were, there was something different about you.
Starting to feel like this ability of mine is going to waste.
Talk?
It seems.
What's
Have
your
you found
name?
him?
I am a Kuma.
Akuma.
Kuma, if you will.
Ukuma.
Kuma.
Ukama. Oh.
Nice to
Ukuma.
meet you. I will
Nice
put
to
out
meet
my
you.
arm and then be like,
His whiskers bristle a little bit, and he like backs up a bit.
I just,
I'm imagining he has like a giant fin.
yeah.
A fin at the. What the walruses have?
Flipper?
Like fins at the
Aren't they
front.
Flippers?
Oh, flippers.
flippers.
Flippers. Sorry, yeah, flippers. Like with little claws on the end of them, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. He's got
I
claw
didn't know they
clippers.
had clothes.
He like kind of rolls over Like when you offer your hand, he kind of just like playfully rolls all the way over. Like it's just like, it's very disconcerting for you to be this close to basically an elephant that just rolls over. You're like, that thing could fucking flatten me.
Yeah. That's what I was kind of trying to warn you about.
Rob,
Goldy.
while they're talking, I'm taking a stroll, just peeking in different corridors.
I will get to you in a second.
Rob, could we get the spelling of the name?
UKUMA.
Oh, I spelled it UKOOMA.
By the way, am I supposed to be able to see something on this map? Oh wait, I can tell. I can see something.
It's
tiny.
It's about the middle.
Okay, I'll zoom in. There we go.
So, do you by chance live here?
A matter of sorts, yes.
Do you have any Walrus friends? Or is it just you?
Yes.
A long time ago, perhaps.
Oh.
Dang. Are you the last of your kind?
Well, I must say you are a wondrous sight to see.
Thank you.
You wanna ask him out, Goldy? Jesus.
Okuma, you're kind of in a bit of a you're in a bit of an abandoned castle in a very hostile region, way far away from the ocean. If I may ask, how did you end up here?
And are you stuck?
I was gifted speech and intelligence at one point. Although I have not really had to do much of a job that I was tasked to do in quite a while.
Job?
Ooh.
So back up one sec.
Booming, bellowing voice kind of just echoes all through the room.
Yeah,
like it sounds like you're in an auditorium and he has a microphone and it's blasting. So it's like when he talks.
Your hair is like.
Wait.
What's your job?
Yeah, and that other question.
And who? Yes.
Well, that's a good question.
You don't remember?
To guard something?
It's probably not important anymore. They haven't come by, so they don't really care, now does it? I'm enjoying myself, and that's all that matters.
You do look like you're enjoying it.
So who are they?
What? What? Who's they?
Who are they?
You said they, the ones who haven't returned in a long time.
Yeah.
I assume they're the ones who gave you this intelligence, right?
Some very, very tall person, yes.
Oh.
I see.
Yes, this is an island of
Very
tall
tall person?
giants, perhaps?
Right.
I wouldn't know. I didn't even know what things had names for until I was gifted speech.
You haven't been able to speak to people in a long time, have you?
I haven't been around people very often.
Well,
how long have you been in this room?
Looks up and like scans the kind of ocean of icicles. No sun, moon to check. I don't know.
Don't know. Do you know how you got in this room?
It's long.
Do you have like a walrus hole in the ice or something and you climbed up?
Instead of answering you, he kind of just stares at you for a second and blinks and then looks at the giant staircase behind you.
I feel so dumb.
He just plopped in here from the
You
stairs?
just walked down the stairs. Can you go back up? Are you able to do that?
Well, why would I do that when there's a perfectly nice
Icewind to play in.
I see.
That's awesome. I have one more question, Ukuma. I have one more question. What do you eat? Do you eat fish?
Why, yes, I enjoy fish. They're very tasty.
So do you go to the thief from here and then come back?
Oh yeah, to get fish.
No, I don't.
Do people
Quite
feed
famished.
you?
You're hungry, alright.
When's the last time you ate?
Kind of like cranes his neck down and then like sweeps it, and you can hear his like tusks almost scratching on the ice as he gets down to head level for you.
If I don't know the time that I've been down here, I certainly don't know the last time I ate.
This walrus has good logic.
I feel like I keep asking dumb questions.
But I am confused.
I don't feel like it's a dumb question.
I mean, it seems strange that you haven't eaten in a while. I don't know how that works.
Well, people are busy things. They don't have time to play. Only things for me to do.
Are we free to look around down here?
Free? Do you have something holding you down? Are you heavy? Where's the ice?
Oh,
Well, we wondered if this was your home and your territory, and maybe we're intruding.
and also I was worried perhaps you're guarding
I
something.
don't find you
From
personally
intruders.
threatening to my case, so you can freely move about, I guess. You can slide as good as me.
I probably can't.
I would like to test that, good sir.
Ooh, a challenger.
E.
We should make it more interesting.
Haven't done this in a very long time, not since I was a kid.
Are you gonna slide on your belly?
I'm very confident in my abilities. How about you give me some food?
We don't have that much.
Oh,
But
push posh.
if-
There's 7 of you. Someone
I've got a
has some
couple
food.
of spare rations, but
What is
maybe we could
ration?
trade for a little for more information about the job that you were tasked to perform.
What is a Russian?
It contains some dried fish.
It's a
Dry
mouthful of
fish.
food.
It's not fresh.
I'm
Out
I'm
of the
gonna
water.
pull it out. It's this.
He like
It's basically
cranes
a little
down and
mouthful
sniffs
of
it.
food. Yeah.
Kind of like nods recognition. It smells like fish to him.
Can I have torture?
Have you ever met someone called Angaju? Or something?
Is that a fish?
We think so. I just was wondering.
Can
I'm
I
trying
eat
to
it?
just figure out. You probably could. It's quite a large, but I have no idea where it is.
Well, then why is this a good question?
Well, it's like a boat that transports you. I was just thinking perhaps you were supposed to transport.
You said it was a fish.
It's a fish boat.
Ukuma's very
Good
confused.
recovery.
Yes, I don't know how it works. I just read about it, but I thought maybe you were transporting people. I don't know what your job was. Maybe
Is it a
there
fish
was
shaped like a boat or a boat shaped like a fish?
So Ukuma
That's a
starts
good
ignoring
question.
all of you and just focuses on Breker because Breker is the only one that has offered anything to him for food. And while this is going on, Mesh has begun to walk away, not to any of your knowledge because y'all can't see him.
I can see you.
Except for
Oh, is he
Devii.
invisible?
Yeah.
When did he?
He a little while ago.
I'll just send message to you. I think I have message, but I should check.
So
to
Mesh,
see before.
you will need to make a new stealth check down here to evade
Oh, I don't have it.
Devi's sight. However, I am going to say
No,
that
I'm
your
not trying to do
stealth
that.
is not going to be dodging her sight as much as it is going to be integrating yourself naturally with the flow of the fog so that you're not easy just to be seen as an invisible thing. You have advantage in
Yeah,
your
and-
cloak, so it should be easy.
Yeah, shit, I forgot to take out my dice.
I think that I will.
I'm not really trying to hide from Devii, so that's a different
Yeah.
situation.
No, well, you can't hide only selectively, unfortunately for you.
I think I'll cast Cure Wounds.
I will
at
hide
first
from this
level
person,
on
this person, this
myself.
person, and not you. Like, that's
And
not really
not
how hiding
you.
works.
Alright, here we go.
D8 5.
That one person closed their eyes.
That's a pretty good one. That's 25.
Okay.
I will roll in. What do I have to roll to see him?
Once he goes out of sight, it doesn't matter.
Well, I rolled a 5, so whatever I have to plus to that, it's probably
You're
not
not
good.
going to see him anyways. You're not actively looking for him, so it goes off your passive.
Yeah.
And your passive would include an advantage because you have it. I'm just going to give you a flat advantage, so it would be your passive plus 5. Because you have it see invisibility, so you can see a little bit
that
better.
doesn't make it.
So if you don't clear 25, you don't clear it. Mash, where are you going?
First peeking down the hall above me.
The passageway seems to lead to a roughly anvil-shaped room with a door set in the far wall.
Okay.
There seems to be something back there, but you can't really see it from here unless you get in there.
Any traps on the floors around?
Make an investigation check.
I have my glasses thingy on, so advantage again.
Okay.
17.
Okay, your guess is that if there were traps at this stage, that they would be a lot easier to see if they were here, but there isn't any. Because this is a fortress built for giants, so maybe your guess is that their hubris is probably a bit more outside of the realm of traps and more into the side of like barriers or blockades.
Okay, I can step forward a bit.
Yeah, you can go right in there. You still
Up
can't
to
quite
there.
see it until you walk into the room,
Okay.
and you can get a full scope of the room. Okay. So as you get into the room, you can see that there is two things flanking the door. They look like bas reliefs with two female frost giants holding up great axes. And there are runes carved into the door's surface.
Okay.
And the runes look similar to the runes that you saw outside the front door. But you can't read it.
Okay. Is it because I don't know the language, or is it an Arcana check kind of thing?
I mean, you could do an base intelligence check if you wanted to try to figure out what the language is, but you're not sure if it's a language or if it's an Arcana thing. Like if it's a there's magical like you don't know the difference between a magical trap and just text at this point.
Upstairs was dwarvish, so I'd probably do the headphones thing, and we got more dwarvish in the northern room. And when you guys get through the walrus, there's more stuff here you could figure out. And that's it. That's I head out for the next room later.
Ricardo just changed the category out of Pogo. Oops. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ooh.
Good mods. Good mods. Okay, well, I'm going to say that you got probably a little bit more time because the conversation's continuing, but if you want to get back to the group and do nothing, that's also fine.
Probably peek down the side room on the right.
I'm going to need you to start using arrows or pings in order to show me what you mean, because that's...
Here.
Okay, this is just another alcove. There's nothing here.
Okay.
Just ice.
Alright. I'll start heading this way, but I think that'll take my time up for the conversation.
Not really. You haven't really done much. Like, you just pretty much walked in, you checked for traps for a couple of minutes, you're like, there is nothing here but ice. And that check wouldn't have taken much time because there's really nothing for you to look for. It just doesn't seem like there's any way to check it until you got closer to the door. That's really the only place you were able to look. And you're like, oh, here's some script. There's some statue looking things kind of pushed into the wall, you know, that sort of thing. And then you move over here to this door, and as soon as you walk in front of the door, you can see what it looks like. This door in particular, just need to make sure I'm doing this correctly here.
One, two, three doors so far.
Interesting. Okay, I'm not quite sure on how to run this. One second. Okay, so that's 15, 15. Okay. I see. Okay. This is the problem when I think that you guys are going to go do all of the things other than the first thing in front of you. I'm preparing for you guys to kind of take hard lefts and instead of, you know, the straight path.
Why would we do that?
Because you always do that. All right.
I'm just maximizing my invisibility use while I have it.
Okay. I am going to improv this then to help you out a bit. So each... when you get close to this door, there is nothing marked. It just has a handle that can be pulled. That's it. It is the same as all of the doors that you've seen. They are extremely difficult to open. And they are big and bulky.
Yeah, can I see the symmetric door on the other side past the walrus, or is it just too blocky?
It is the exact same as the one you're in, yeah. I'll say that you got dark vision so you can see that.
I'll head south also. Check out this alcove.
I have this open. Let's see. Just as a quick thing, the door is 20 foot tall. 25 feet tall.
Okay. I definitely don't want to waste time trying to push that open.
Okay. And then to, when you get to that little area, it looks like it's probably just an alcove and purely decorative.
Okay.
Lots of snowflakes are on the etched onto the walls. But there doesn't seem to be anything in the other room.
I think at this point I'm seeing the symmetry of the whole area. Kind of.
Mm-hmm. It does seem to be looking similar to the top where it was like a snowflake almost.
Yeah.
Kind of look
so this
to
is
it.
like another layer of snowflake.
Yeah. But this room is perfectly symmetrical. Top to bottom, left to right.
Okay.
And
through those like arrow slits in the sides.
Those are actually not arrow slits. They seem to be just a narrow passage where even the giants would probably have to turn sideways to get in there. It might even have one point just been like for food storage or something, but there's really nothing in there now. It seems like everything's just been cleared out. Just a big ice rink.
Okay, so we got 8 door. No. 1, 2, 6.
Actually, in fact, you might think Actually, let's do this. I'm gonna have everyone that sees them so far, so that's just you two. I'm gonna have you two give me a history check.
Stand.
2.
It's history.
19.
Okay, it was a low DC to begin with, but Mesh, your guess is that the left and right side of these are probably a game. These look to be like large open areas that are completely empty on purpose. It might be that it's similar to a sport where you might have to get something through the hole or the long thing, maybe like a spear throw or a ball throwing or kicking of some sort. You're not quite sure how the game works, but if anything is true, this is on ice. It's going to be a little bit more difficult than the average sport, but the 19 is probably some ancient giant sport that they did here.
This is just an ice billiard table that we're on.
Okuma,
In modern day terms, this is probably ice hockey.
Yeah.
Okuma, did you used to play a game here with the Giants?
Me? No, I wasn't here. When people were down here occupying, I was been the only one down here. Usually.
You sound lonely.
Oh, I'm not lonely if there's ice and fish.
There's fish?
That's what I eat. If I get fed and I can have a place to slide and sleep, I'm a happy camper.
Thought you haven't eaten in a while.
Yeah, that is a problem.
What more can you tell us about this this job? And Breker would be pulling out a few extra rations from his bag slowly, tantalizingly.
He starts to drool immediately. Just frozen drool. Just goes.
Well, I can't tell you much about the job because it's just guarding the place, but it was very vague instructions, and so it was lost on my tiny little brain. However, I can tell you a few things about the place if you'd like.
That sounds nice. And could I slide one of my rations to him?
Your rations are like a peanut to him. So he wolfs this down like it's a tiny morsel, and so he inhales it like he doesn't chew. It just goes and it goes down the hatch.
I want to catch fish for this guy, and I don't like fishing.
And he says that,
well, the tunnel up there,
and points to the north one.
Wait a minute.
I'm waiting.
Yes, okay. I have in the dog sled, which is way up there, I have the ice augury. We could dig a hole to fish for him, but it's all the way up there.
He like gets his snout really close, like uncomfortably close to you, Breker, like an animal would that has no regards for human spacing, and says,
how long's a minute?
It's done.
Unfortunately, I think it would take a very long time to get an auger up here and then drill down to the water, since we're on top of a mountain.
Good point.
Did we ever get any Yeti meat?
You want to eat it? Yes,
So. Oh, we want to feed him.
We never got
I'll tell
any...
you what I do know, if it'll get me more food.
What?
The first morsel is quite small, though. I might have a slight loss of memory.
Okay.
I wish I had.
Breker would slide him a second one.
Wonderful. Like a little morsel to wet the tongue.
You know, we're
Little
trying to
dry.
help you get food, right?
Okay, so that door, he gestures north. That tunnel goes to the tomb of an old queen.
Oh, that's cool.
And they died before the Maiden of Frost arrived.
You know this maiden.
Well, yes. It was quite cold when I was first able to speak. Much colder than... Nope,
Wait.
nope. It's about this cold now, yeah.
Yeah. Did she arrive prior to you speaking?
That's the funny thing about this is my memories and thoughts were much more
Jumbled.
full after I met this person. So after that,
This person being the Frost Maiden.
Maiden of Frost is what she would
Maiden of
introduce
Frost.
herself as.
Did she give you the gift of speech?
Yes, and the restriction of guarding.
What are you guarding?
Oh, the queen. Her temple.
Does the Twitch chat thing where it's like mod check, just like looks around.
Sorry, I don't know. Did I miss that bit? I don't know. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I'm assuming you're guarding the queen's tomb.
Well, that he like does the whole head switch.
Yeah.
My memory could be helped a little.
You still have...
I've got something a little bit different. Could I whip out one of the gourds of alcohol and try to get him drunk?
No! If I see that, like,
Do it.
Mr. Paladin.
Do it.
It's like a spoonful for him. That's
Mr.
like-
Paladin who was against
Way.
tattoos.
Mr. Akuma.
It'll loosen his tongue.
His mouth
I'm
is
staring
open,
daggers at
waiting
you right
for
now,
you to
by the
throw
way.
something into it that is fish-shaped. But when you pull out the gourd, he kind of like cocks his head a little bit and closes his mouth like, what's that? Type of a look.
You don't want it.
It's different. It's something that we feast on in the endless feasts of Valhalla that makes you into a mighty warrior.
You're saying a lot of words that I don't understand.
Indeed.
It's a drink of the gods, so to speak.
Wait. Let me try. It tastes good.
No, it doesn't.
Does it taste like fish?
No.
Give it enough time.
No. Don't give it to
Is there
him.
tasty morsels that are not liquid shaped?
Maybe.
As you can tell, I have a very one-track mind.
Yeah, I don't have any
And a
food.
very,
I just
very
checked.
big stomach.
I whip out another ration. Just take this in, please. Just
Yes, guarding the queen.
marking that off.
Well, this tunnel to the south.
And as he gestures to the south, Devii, your vision kind of gets a little fuzzy, and then Mesh kind of just goes, like pops back into existence. And he's just kind of like looking around, and then he kind of just phases in. He's like,
Oh dear, who's that?
Oh, that's one of us.
Oh,
Don't mind him. He does that. He has a condition.
Yeah, he likes sneaking around.
I kind of wave.
That's his condition.
oh, he startled me. After that, where that tunnel leads, is another place. Kind of a vault for the other followers of this person that is called the Maiden of Frost. A vault of sorts.
Oh, like where
big closey
their
door.
bodies?
No, a vault. Like where you hide things
Oh, I see.
and keep them. Probably more fish, I would guess. That's the most valuable thing that you could hide and keep away from others.
Akuma, how about would you think about we go in and check that vault a little bit more closely for the fish?
Oh, you can't get in there.
What's that?
Well, you have to pass tests in order to get in there.
Oh,
What
Test her.
kind of tests?
Well, there's 4 of them. And according to the instructions I was given, they are about for the worshippers of this Maiden of Frost. And they represent the tenets of their belief.
I see.
And they lie behind each of the 4 doors that you see in this room.
Master, do you see anything in the other room? Oh wait, you said you saw some writing.
Yeah, in the northern one.
What was the language?
Now, for a brief second here, you see that Ukuma. Just double check here. Yeah, Ukuma kind of stands up straight and proper, almost like he's about to put on like a bow tie and cufflinks and like recite something.
Hope he does.
He kind of like gets all prim and proper and says, "This way is shut to all but those who undertake the tests of the Frost Maidens for tenants." Something like that.
That was good.
Thank you.
I'll pass your test. What's the test? I'll pass it.
Would you do you like pets, by the way?
Would I like what?
Here, let me give.
What are you
Can I
doing?
touch you?
Where's
No,
the fish?
I'm going to give you. May I approach?
Cari, try.
I'm trying to like scratch under his chin.
Okay, Cari, you need to make me an animal handling check, please. But you will be allowed
but I have
to
do, like,
let
two
me
hands,
finish
like-
speaking. When you make the animal handling check with Ukuma, you are allowed to use charisma instead of your normal wisdom
Oh, because he's a
because he speaks.
cool beans.
Can I whisper something to Devii?
So you go to your animal handling. If you have proficiency, you can add proficiency. If you
you
don't,
want
it's just a
to-
charisma check.
I rolled a natural one.
Oh my god.
But well, I guess they don't count, right? So
Kind of just bats your hands away with
Wait,
the bristles
I have to
and
see
his tusks.
charisma. Oh yeah. All right. Wait, wait. You said it's a charisma check, so it'd be like any of my charisma
It's
checks.
animal
that I would choose?
handling, which is half your proficiency bonus because you're a bard. So anything that you have proficiency in, you can add the proficiency bonus. But I'm pretty sure you do not have animal handling, so you have half.
I do. Oh,
as a
I have half.
proficiency. So you need to
No.
check what your half proficiency is, not what your animal handling is, and then add your charisma bonus instead of your wisdom. So it's the roll plus 5
It should
plus
be 1.
half your proficiency, which if your proficiency is 3, your proficiency bonus is 1. So it's the roll plus 6.
So it'd be 6. So 7.
Are you really trying to math this out as a natural 1? No, he does not give you the thing that you want to do.
No, I wasn't trying to math it out. I was just, I guess for future, I wanted to know how the thing worked.
Okay.
I wasn't trying to math it out.
I like that phrase. Math it out.
Yeah. No, I wasn't trying to make it work. I was just trying to figure out how it worked.
Gotcha.
Well. Oh well.
I'm just gonna chime. She was trying to pet you. I don't suppose you ever been pet.
I am not a pet. I'm a walrus.
No. To be pet.
Why would I want
It's
that?
something you do to someone you like.
I gestured to Devii. Try it again.
I will decline.
Oh well.
I can demonstrate on. No, I'm not gonna.
Oh, God.
No.
Oh.
I was gonna demonstrate in the dogs, but the dogs are up there.
You have your giant.
Oh,
you have
Shine!
your giant elk,
Yeah,
by the
I'll
way.
demonstrate on Shine.
There you go.
Goldie, you have your giant elk, by the way.
I'm here, you know.
Oh, that's right. I
Right.
forgot. I'm running a giant elk. I forgot this entire time.
Oh yeah! I will do that to the giant elk.
All right, that's fine. Do it to both. Giant
Do
elk
the
and
giant
giant.
It just stares at you.
Bye,
Very
Cari.
died.
Rip.
Cari
gotta stop
shot
talking so
petted a
loud,
bit
Cari.
too much.
It's getting picked up
The
on his
giant
mic.
elk kicks Devii immediately.
I don't know what to do. The game? I'm talking
You
normal.
have petted your way
voice
out of the
is too loud
Discord,
for this
madam.
microphone.
Right, but it doesn't usually get caught on your mic.
Does
The
when you
game?
start screeching like you have been. You're very loud.
I'm sorry, I didn't know I was screeching.
Because you have your really nice headphones on that deafen you.
I see.
So just talk level, you're good.
Well, should we crack open one of these trials?
Yeah, let's do it.
I think that's a grand idea.
After giving him snacks, I decided I want a snack.
While they're making their way, I'll do an investigation check on the bottom side, I guess.
Okay.
Also, may I ask, is there an order to these, or can we go out of order for the tasks?
Kuma shrugs.
25.
That is a yes.
Again, nothing really for traps. When you get here, you hear in a kind of disembodied voice that sounds slightly female when you enter the room to the south.
The way is shut to all, but those who undertake the tests of the Frost Maiden's 4 tenets of will.
And it kind of just dissipates as you walk into the room. The southern area looks to have a... Just scroll down.
So who has the strongest will save here? Or sorry, wisdom. Will is Pathfinder.
Someone plus Breker.
+3? That's not
Plus
much, is it?
0.
This is another
Yeah,
anvil-shaped
plus
room
2.
with a door set in the far wall. This one has flanking the door with some more bas reliefs, 2 male frost giants, but they have been defaced, and the heads have been, or their features have been chipped away. And then newer carvings above the door depict the glowering heads of an owl, a wolf, and a goat.
Hey!
It's a deli!
What's do,
Owl,
sir?
wolf, and a goat.
Morning.
Good
I
morning.
know the owl
Oh,
and the
Dallan's
goat.
here. Pog.
Poggers.
What's up, my dog?
What was the third one? Owl, goat, and what?
A wolf.
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 Woof, woof.
Did I miss some stuff?
Is that your 3 tribes, Dallan? Vanvalor?
No.
No, there's a tiger in there.
Dallan, I'll catch you up in chat quick.
Okay, thank you, Chef. I appreciate it.
Also, hello, hello.
Hello.
We're talking to a talking walrus.
Oh yes, I figured that would be
It
the
does.
plan for today.
It don't like pet. Sadness.
If you guys want to start opening one of the trial doors, I'm just going to take a second here to talk to Dally.
Okay.
I'll call Goldy over. I could use translation here, Goldy. Unless you want me to spend 10 minutes.
No,
Or a
I
spell.
can help you. Right, let's have a look at it.
Wait, was there writing on the south one also, Rob, or just the north one?
No writing.
No writing? Okay. Guess we just try to push the door open.
Which one?
The south one?
The vault?
Yeah.
I thought we had to do
So
the test
Kuma
first.
showed you 4 doors in the main area. The north and south are to a
the side doors are the tests. Okay.
correct.
Gotcha.
This is the vault.
Right.
If you want to try to open the vault, we can go there. If you want to do that. He did say that you can't open the vault until you do the test, so it's up to you. But if you want to try it, go for it.
Sometimes they say that the door is locked, but it's actually not because it's a trick.
Yeah, I could figure out what kind of lock it is anyway.
Can we just examine it just to make sure it's not ajar?
Yeah, I'll be checking that in a bit.
3 inches.
Waiting.
So what was your investigation check for the room?
25. The 19 plus 6, I think, or something.
Okay, give me 1 second. I'm reorganizing these nameplates.
18 plus 7. 19 plus 7, so that's a 26 actually.
Okay. The 27, I'm going to say that you do notice about something interesting about the 2 male frost giants. Both of them have their mouths open. And they have not been defaced. In fact, they look a bit more hollow than you would expect.
Wait, the female ones?
The male ones, because you're in the south.
I thought the males had been defaced.
They have been.
I thought there were 2 females that weren't defaced and 2 males that were.
Correct. The 2 males are not in this room. Which the 2 females are at the north and the 2 males are at the south.
So, okay, can you...
So, Mesh, the faces of them have been defaced, but the mouths have not. And they seem to be hollowed out.
Okay.
But they are out of reach. So...
And these are not statues, these are frozen, or...
Think of them like a piece of art that's been carved out of the walls, flanking both sides of the door, like a decorative piece. Almost like if you went to like ancient Greece and they have like the pillars, and then like you go into an archway and there's like these very decorative things around it.
Okay, are these inside a little bit of the wall, or they're just like outside the door and covering
They're
like
flanking
an
the door.
kind of thing?
They're flanking the door.
Flanking the door. Okay.
But again, the door is 25 feet tall, as are the giants. And then above the door is those 3 animals.
Okay.
Is this about just one door or many doors?
I am going to spend some time and cast Detect Magic.
Okay, that'll take 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Akuma begins to continue to hound you guys for more food, but he doesn't ever give you more information. He can potentially give you some more details. You might think that, you know, if you put 2 and 2 together, the Maiden of Frost, the Frost Maiden, everything kind of adds up. It has to do with followers or druids potentially or whatever. And your guess is that you may not know if this is Ariel herself based off of the description. It might have just been another druid that gave him this power. You're not sure. So that's basically what you can put together. It'll just take some time and you'll have to mark off more rations. But I imagine that you guys will do that. So just keep that in mind. I'll say you can get all that information for probably another ration or 2 if you guys want to take 2 off somewhere between the rest of you.
I've only got 1 more left compared to the one I want to keep.
Goldie, the writing is in the north room if you want to go check that.
Okay.
What is the writing? Is it... In what language is it?
I'm assuming Dwarvish like upstairs, so that's why I called it Goldie.
Okay.
I'm here.
Can you see the map? I'm going to put you down there, Van. Yeah, so Goldie, you go in there with Van. You want me to move you in there, Dallan?
No, it's Mesh was going over there, I thought.
I'm in the south
Don't
one,
move
Kira.
in there, dude.
Oh, I thought... Oh, my bad. Sorry.
That's a door. Don't go through the door.
I thought they said go in there. My bad.
Oh. Okay, this is why I remove stuff from the map, so that you guys don't know what's actually there.
Sorry.
Okay. Inside of the room, you guys see the script again, the 2 female guard looking giants flanking the door as decorative pieces. And if you read Dwarvish script, you can read it.
I can.
I am aware, I just have to find it. Okay. It says... I think that's Jodie.
That's Jodie.
Jodie. Sorry, what's
Jodie.
sorry, what's going on? What's my?
You
we're all
just were
good.
asleep.
We're just
Sorry,
examining the doors.
Sorry, I did fall asleep, but I heard my name. What do you want me to do? I'm really
No,
sick.
you're fine. You were making sounds.
We heard you making sounds while you're sleeping. That's why we want to make sure you're okay.
Boring. Oh no, so
Don't unmute
It's
yourself
okay.
if you feel like it.
It's no problem.
It didn't last for very long.
No, not
Okay.
at all.
So the door says, "In ice and blood, our folk are born. To our great queen we raise our horn. We'll fight and plunder in the morn. To Vasaviken we are sworn."
I relay this to Mesh. Vasaviken. I've not heard of this name.
Rob, can we get that written down someplace?
Yeah,
or just repeat it and I can write it down
it's
faster.
being annoying because I have to keep logging in with 2-factor authentication on my iPad randomly. So let me just get my authentication.
It kind of sounds like it was written by the giants.
Yeah, I think the northern chamber is a burial chamber for the giants, and the southern is Frost Maiden's vault.
Again, Goldy, this is the same scenario as before, where you recognize that the ordering and the grammar is a bit odd, and maybe the pronunciation slightly changed. So you have to read it out loud a couple of times in Dwarvish to kind of change it. But Vanvalor is able to help you reconnect and change it to this very guttural, slightly different variation of the text, and it sounds different, which is why this is actually Dwarvish script representing the giant language. So because giants use the same script as Dwarvish, they have different pronunciations and structures for it, but Vanvalor and Goldy, both being proficient in 2 different languages separately, are able to put this together very quickly based off of their backgrounds in these languages. And I will post this into the D&D Pogo stuff for the text for you.
When you're done with that, can you clarify for me one more time whether it's male or female? And whether or not the wolf, owl, goat is on.
Okay, one more time, Cari. North door, 2 females.
Okay, 2 females.
South door, 2 males, defaced with mouths open.
South males.
And the 3 animals are above the south door.
Defaced with mouth.
And then now that you're looking at the north door, I would like Vanvalor to make a history check with advantage, please.
I gotta open something to do that with.
We can take some time. This is not a time-sensitive thing, so just let me know when you get to it and what it was. We can move on from there.
I just spelled females femalse.
You guys can do stuff while he's doing that. You don't have to wait for me.
I would kind of like to go over and just study the visually, especially since I can have good checks if I could go over to the south vault and look at the owl, wolf, goat, and males, and see if I can find any religious or historic significance from it.
Sure.
Using my visual.
Yeah, you got that thing. Let me just double check to see which check it'll be real fast.
Okay. I know that we have the owl associated with Arl so far, but... And she has horns, so I'm thinking that's the goat.
Devii, before you make this check, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Were you one of the party members that saw the barn owl figure in the snow about 50 sessions ago?
I don't think so.
Okay. Then you will roll this with disadvantage, which makes it a straight roll.
Okay.
So lucky for you, you get a chance at not getting a negative roll for this.
I haven't really bad today. It's a 3 plus 8, so it's an 11.
I think that's actually good enough to get you something.
Okay.
Your guess is that these animals have some...
Oh, I was looking at my deception. 3 plus 3 is 6. I'm sorry. So probably nothing.
I mean, you need a 5 to get this, so that's fine.
Okay.
Essentially, your guess is that these are probably some sort of animal representations of winter. The goat itself looks more like a bearded goat, one that would be inclined for winter conditions. This owl is specifically a snowy barn owl in the way it looks, and you would know that because it's the exact same owl that is did I say it was Scout? Scout, Velen's Scout. Her owl. And then the wolf looks like what was it called? It looks like a tundra like sled dog. So yeah.
Another thing that I want to, I don't know if this is in the same role category or not, but another thing that I'm curious about is why the female's face is left normal while the males are defamed, if there's any sort of like sexist thing within our cult.
You can make an insight check.
Okay. Oh, finally I rolled higher. Like 24.
Okay. Dallan, did you get a chance to roll your check yet? 17, you said?
13.
13? Okay, that's good enough.
No, Rob, you are good enough.
Vasaviken is a legend from the tribes. A legendary tyrant. A queen of the frost giants. And that door is talking about basically the commitment to serving her. And through what you've noticed, the other thing you know about this with Devi's insight and your combined history check is that the Frost Giant's deity is a super powerful female Frost Giant. And it's very much similar to the kind of like hierarchy that is understood in the realm of spiders, right? Like the females are way stronger than the males in Frost Giant culture. Similar to Drow, but not quite to that extent. They're not quite there. It's kind of just like a tug and pull. And like dwarves, frost giants can have beards as male or female. And in the South Corridor, your guess is that there was probably some form of sexism inside of the subculture of this when Vasavikin was in charge, that her and her female head guards and heads would have defaced those giants because they were not female. Still, beyond your insight and anything, because you can't actually get up there unless you try to do some finagling, the mouths still being preserved and laid open still seems very odd to you. Like,
Yeah, I want to jump inside.
Oh. I can do the teleport thing. However, I don't know if it would be safe for me, depending on how big they are. Like,
No, you can try it, and I can feather fall you if you fall.
I fall? Cause yeah, I'd like to like do a and like maybe grab onto like the mouth to try and look inside if the mouth. If there's a part that juts out of the statue that I can hold on to, since it's a giant
if you want to check inside, I could just send Blackie up there.
That's probably safer.
Love it when a plan comes together.
I'm more interested in what's in the big vault instead of what's in the giant mouth, but okay.
by the time all of this stuff happens and you consider bringing Blackie out, Mesh finishes his spell.
Yeah. Detecting magic on the south room. What do I see?
1 second. Where did that go?
Excuse
up
me?
there. Okay.
Thank you. They might be here for a little bit.
So it looks like the mouths being opened might have at one point have some residual magic still on them, just specifically the mouths. But as you're looking at them, you kind of like are just taken aback by maybe they're just really, really detailed and they look to be a little hard to deface, or maybe the people were lazy or not quite sure, but there doesn't seem to be any magic on them. However, the inside of the mouths have a like strong evocation magic coming from them deep from within, but you can't really see but this like little beacon that's kind of in the back of where the throat would be, and it kind of shines upwards, and then like you can kind of see the light as if it were spilling out, almost like a, because when you have the spell going, it's almost like you're seeing colors or lights is how I picture detect magic, and they're in different colors for the different schools. And so the evocation magic I'm gonna say is like red, and the evocation magic seems to be like a light, like a red LED is like in the back of their throats, kind of shining out ominously as like the soft light spilling out of their mouths. And then on the door you see the same like very thin coloration around just the frame of the door on all four sides.
Alright, so the mouths are gonna spew some kind of magic at us. This is a magic trap.
Rob, can I look a little bit closer at these like indentations? Does this look like a door or something can like suddenly block off that room?
Make an investigation check.
8.
I mean, I had a 26 in that area.
You're not sure. They look to be created there on purpose and carved out beautifully.
Mesh, don't do anything dumb in there.
Yeah, I'm just detecting stuff. I'm not making steps. So, do we want to take the test, or do we have any way to dispel magic, by the way? Any magic people? Wooden? Any dispels?
Ah.
Do you have any dispels?
Let me check.
I do not.
Just thumb through this book for a minute.
My player has never chosen that spell.
Cari has a personal vendetta against that spell.
I do. I don't like it. I think it's just too easy that a big giant wizard could like do this immaculate magic and then some lowly level person could come and do dispel magic and just get lucky and be like, yeah, we're saved. I don't like it.
I think it's more about...
I don't have that spell.
Alright. I guess we have to do the tests then if we have no way to break magic locks.
I can remove curses though. If you're,
Can we break doors?
Well, the other doors don't seem to have that restriction. Maybe you can just open them.
Do you still have reduce, Vanvalor?
I sure do.
You just you don't even go in there.
I can shrink the doors.
Oh. I didn't even think about that.
Is
there a
that would probably still trigger the trap. Because you're interacting with the door frame. If we could cut out,
would be reduce it from a distance, and then hopefully when you reduce the doors, they fall over. So after a period of time, when they regrow.
Sorry. There's one other thing in that room, Mesh. Where's my measure thing? In this area. Oop, I need to do it. No snapping. In this kind of like box area in front of the door, that whole area is massive. There's like this very faint light coming from the floor, and it is a... What magic is this? Divination magic coming from the ground that you're standing on.
Divination is like reading and insight kind of thing.
It would be like somebody could watch us or something, right?
Right. Like scrying.
Are the traps that people lay divination magic? Like the ones with like the alarm and stuff?
Yeah, that could be it.
Yeah, maybe.
When I notice that, I gently take a few steps back out of the square.
No change. You just walk out, you don't go back in? Is that right?
Well, perhaps before we try breaking in, let's
do we have any way to like
a trial?
Yeah, we can
do that. I think
we
should do the trials, absolutely.
Can you guys see the trial doors?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're the side ones. Do we have any way to like carve out a smaller door on the bigger door? That way we don't interact with the door frame.
I have not taken that spell, but
I wish
I could have.
We need a cloak of many things, and then we can just take a door patch off and stick it on there.
Devii, your teleport, you can only go where you can see.
Yes, that's true.
Velen had that spell. Didn't she have like that magic eye spell? Can that get through a door?
No. It has a 1-inch restriction.
Detect thoughts, Rob. Anything?
Doors are stone.
When I was... Oh, can't go through stone. Right.
I might suggest our backup strategy is reduce the door. Devii teleports to the far side of it.
Either that or we do the tests.
Doors can be the doors mesh. If you're walking around the doors in the other room, all 4 doors are not magical.
Okay. So these doors seem okay.
They have handles and everything. Like they're just giant sized, so they're a pain in the ass to move, and they're made out of like blocks of stone and ice.
How long does detect magic last? Can I get to the northern door and check that for magic also?
The north door?
Yeah.
In the tomb thing?
Yeah, tomb room.
I have to double check.
Duration up to 10 minutes, so I'd have to do this really fast to get up there. I mean, I could cast it again. It's a ritual thing, so.
It is not magical.
Okay. Nothing magical up there, so only the southern room has traps.
I feel like the south room is the one we want to get into though, because it seems like Arl has taken that as her.
Can me and Goldy start cracking one of the trial doors?
Which one do you want to go to?
Goldy, you want to pick one?
If you want to number them on the map, you can, or you can just point to them, however you want to do
That's
it.
a good idea. We'll do this in reverse Z order as, oops, sorry. That's not, oh well, poop. Now
clockwise, anti-clockwise.
Yeah, so the doors are here, 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 and here.
Wait, where is
Goldy, if I thought you were going to struggle with the door, I would have just picked one.
Those are the 4 doors right there.
Stop talking. I was gonna say that north one I think is gonna be purely combator, so I
that's
think
supposed to be 3.
There.
And then this is the tomb, and this is the vault.
Let's go north. I think we can handle something.
2 options north.
Right.
West or east?
Alright, well, 3.
Oh yeah, I guess I did do 1 and 2 a little low there, didn't I?
Oops.
Wait, why is there just a 3 there?
Are we just sending the elk in first as like go die first?
Dude, I like riding this thing. By the way, how many of us will be going in?
I don't know. Are there restrictions, Okuma?
He shrugs.
I think the more mines there are, the better it is.
Suppose, yeah.
Why don't we all just go in then?
Yeah.
Do you get off of the elk, and who's opening the door?
Not me.
The two burly guys, I guess.
I'm gonna stay on the elk.
So
Breker
not the
will
2
do
burly
the
guys.
trial.
Okay, Breker, give me an athletics check. I think. Let me just double check if it's athletics or if it's just straight strength. Might not be an athletics check. Oh, it is. It is athletics.
18 athletics.
The door doesn't move.
Wait, we're supposed to be able to open these doors. Maybe we have to go to number 1 first.
You just hear like the corners of the door, top and bottom, because you're reaching like up as your highest point, and you're like pulling, and you think that you've got just a good enough leverage point to pull the door, but it's even the door handle being long. You're at like the very bottom of it. This door is 25 feet tall and is about 5 feet thick and about 20 feet across. It's insanely difficult to open these doors.
Goldy, get
Goldy,
down here.
help me with the door.
Get on.
Alright,
Oh, Goldy,
I'm
use
getting
the
off.
elk to open the door. The elk is a giant elk. Just ask the elk to like bite onto the doorknob and
Yeah,
open
can we rope the elk to the door and just have the elk pull the door open?
Alright.
It's really strong.
What's the elk strength score?
I'm checking right now.
Yeah.
Or Akuma. Akuma, can you help us out with the door, boss?
Hold on, where's the elk? There's the elk.
Wait, we're not
He
exactly big
lays down
19.
and opens his mouth.
Oh, God,
God, Jesus. The strength is 19 plus 4.
Okay, so yes, it can help you. However, based off of this, I will say that if you're using the elk, instead of doing a strength check, I will just say between the 3 of you, you'll get it open. You'll have to get your rope open and lasso it, and then all 3 of you can kind of lasso it around. The elk will pull, and you guys will just do a whole thing where all of you can pull the rope. It's not going to take long if all of you are pulling the door this way. You can open the door to the next room. And as you open the door, it does not shut on its own, and it does not swing really that far on the hinges. It's kind of sliding on the ice.
Okay.
And smoke billows out from the door. Okay.
And the door remains open.
Alright, we're all going in here, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
What
take
do
the
we
rope
see
off the-
inside?
I'll have Blackie go up on the ceiling.
Oh, you chose this one first. Interesting.
We go to door 1. We go to door 1.
The walls of this very oddly shaped room, you cannot see because you're not in there yet.
Oh, we're going in.
Oh, no.
It is quite oddly shaped.
As most things are.
Someone who's good at traps. Would you mind checking for traps? Okay.
I'm sending
I don't wanna
Blackie to
walk
the
any further.
ceiling and
Okay.
checking for traps.
Okay, you can make 2 different investigation checks, one for you and one with him.
Also, I'm not very happy about having to walk on this ice. Why can't they
22
just have
for
it?
me. And 14 plus, what's investigation again? Intellect. And 9 for Blackie.
Blackie just kind of walks haphazardly on the ceiling, trying to like pry his little feetsies.
Little feet is like.
As you are moving with your crampons, Smash, the smoke in this chamber has accumulated over time and has slowly released a good chunk of it out of the door as it spills out like an overly clogged fog machine.
Oh, I was just making a joke.
As you descend, or rather ascend, the northwest of this room, you guys can go all the way to the door. As a group, you see that the room is oddly shaped all the way down as an extended secondary, like tiered room with a hallway. And
It's
it
shaped
goes
like a
ends into
candlestick.
yeah, kind of like a candlestick.
Hmm.
As the walls
white
are
man.
more detail as observed, you can see there are elaborate panoramas of winter scenes. Set into the back wall is another door, inscribed with a gigantic large snowflake. And a single word is carved into the lintels above it. In common, the word reads cruelty.
Cool. I'm just going to take a.
Now, I'm
a
going to tell you
glance
guys
through
something
stuff
pretty
like
cool.
that.
I have a Tests of the Frost Maiden scorecard that has been provided for Dungeon Masters. And I have entered all of your names into Roll20. And I can tell you, after the trials, and after everything is concluded, I will be marking to see who of the trial participants succeeded.
Oh, okay.
And
Cool.
the last one I have included is your companion. Villain.
Oh, okay.
Because she is participating. So she can do parts of the trial with you.
Better than us.
I don't
know
like
about
the
that.
idea of this trial.
So if you guys want to make a note to that, this one says cruelty.
Look,
I don't have a
whatever.
good
There's
feeling
another
about this.
door there.
Whatever
Are we
this
gonna have
is,
to
I'll be in the center point of this. Okay.
be
I'll be-
careful? I don't know if this means we're gonna have to commit an act of cruelty.
It's fine. It's fine. I think.
My detect magic has gone off by now, I'm assuming, so.
Okay.
Breker kind of
going in.
volunteers as a as a test dummy in case
tribute.
it's damage the party, but ultimately Breker is kind of like I cannot do anything cruel for loot. There's no justice
Well,
there.
Breker,
I'll do
I
it.
don't
We have.
know. I'm wondering though if maybe we might get some info about the codicil, but maybe not.
Breker, well, whatever this is, we need to do it to end this horrendous winter. Don't think of it as gold.
Let's just keep an open mind going in there as to what it is. Maybe you won't have to, maybe you will. I'm not very optimistic. Trying to be optimistic in the group.
All right, shall we go in?
Let's go in.
All right, I'll go first. I'm gonna
I
open
will
the door.
be right by your side.
Breker would make it clear that he's mostly here to make sure you guys don't do something unspeakably cruel. He is watching you guys very closely.
I feel like you're in the wrong place right now.
I feel like I don't like the fact that you're assuming we're gonna do something cruel.
I don't assume that. I am just safeguarding.
I am worried it's gonna add each of us to do something cruel.
I don't think we're gonna do it intentionally or inherently.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's a little cozy in here, guys.
Yeah.
It's like a spaceship now.
This.
We're on the candle. Also, Mesh, get your mind out the gutter.
I thought that too. It does look more like a spaceship though.
Hang on, whose mind's in the gutter?
Take a look at where we are on the map, Jodie, and you can come to your own conclusions.
The map. Where's the cup?
As the door opens, a blast, as if you're opening the door into a blizzard, erupts from the door, and everyone's vision fades to white as the storm overtakes you in a flurry of snow and ice. And when your vision clears, you find yourself standing at the edge of a camp with tents held fast against a raging blizzard. And that is where we're going to take a break.
No!
Those damn ice.
No, I don't want to stop
We're
here.
picking who to eat. We're picking who to eat.
If those ice
at you, Glenn.
show up.
Fill me in, please.
I can tell you, there's no meat on these bones.
So,
What happened to my absence?
Jodie, we are now going through each door to complete the trial to ultimately open up that final door with the Queen's Tomb. We've entered this one, in which the title, before we actually enter the trial itself, is Cruelty.
Nice.
And that's what's happened. We've gone in, and everything's turned into a campfire site.
How many trials have you done?
No, we haven't
No.
done any. This is number
The
one.
first one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't worry. You haven't missed any of the horrific things we're about to do to each other. This is sore D&D results.
Oh. So it's like,
I have create food and water, which would have been really cool beans for the hungry walrus. It's 45 pounds of food.
This does look like quite a cruel
To
location.
be fair,
You guys
He's
can
a
put
bit-
your tokens on the map
that?
if you like.
he's still back there.
We're not alone then.
what's this?
Put
thing on
yourself
the
somewhere
ground?
on the edge of the map, please. Let's have you guys be up here.
Where?
Up here. I'm gonna grab
Oh,
Devii.
okay.
Up there.
Oh, okay.
I was following Mesh. Yeet.
Up there.
I'm just gonna. Where is he?
You could even be in this corner if you wanted to. It'd probably be more apt.
Oh, great, we have your elk. We could kill your elk.
Oh god, I can't ride him. He's in front of me.
Where's
Don't
Rick?
look. Don't let him look at it. The horrors.
I will allow the elk to come with you.
Thank you. I can't. Fuck. All right. Hold on.
Put something over his eyes so he doesn't see the dead elk.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick.
How do I layer him?
It's a sign. We have to eat him.
Guy. Well, there's nothing there. We've done this, guys.
Yeah, if we try to, you're not gonna be able to.
How do I?
This is not real. This is the imagination world right now. We might be able to.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It's a trial, which means that we have to meet some sort of criteria. And I feel like whatever that is, machinery, mystical, whatever the heck, it's going to be like, did you just eat a fake deer and think you can win this? Release the hounds. You know what I mean?
Hey, but you value the deer more than we do, so it's your loss. That's
Yeah, I could kill the deer, no problem.
Wait. It's fine. It's okay. Q an hour later. Ah, my dear.
Guys, this is fun. Don't touch me, you fiend.
You killed him. Roll. It's an 8. You killed him. Look at his eyes. Elk looks sad.
Like standing in front of the elk. Don't do it. Take me.
No, please.
As if this is a fantasy world. Take me.
Okay. How do I layer the deer? I keep going behind him. I wish to ride him.
Rob has to change the layer.
Okay, cool.
The deer is layering you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, there I am. I'm hiding behind him.
He wants to be on top of the deer.
The other way is just spawn. The first thing you spawn will go on top, I think. The second thing you spawn will go on the bottom.
He's not the bottom. He's a top.
What?
Great. Time to chime in.
Huh? Oh, I can
just
get the door.
Hearing Jodie. Whoa, I'm zoomed in way too much.
The times you choose to wake up.
Wait. Did somebody say that word everyone thinks of that sounds like Enos, but isn't?
Cletus?
Cletus? Oh wow.
It doesn't.
I'm so surprised about so many things for you guys right
like
now.
That? Oh, Venus.
Hello, I'm Venus. Jodie, huh?
It's like one of those meerkats where she's like.
Also, I want to do a quick credit for the person that is doing these maps on Patreon. If you guys want to go check out the Mad Cartographer, a lot of people that have been doing maps like to sample one. So like, if that person makes a bunch of maps and they want you to get them, usually they'll put like one for free up on Reddit. And so I've been on the Icewind subreddit and scanning for freebies, and this one was spectacular. Very, very good map. There's pelts of animals and a fresh kill and sleds and tents. It was exactly how I imagined a map for this would look. Awesome.
Like an old dad dancing.
Thank you to Mad Cartographer. Shameless plug for people who put up stuff for free to get people to hook in to get their more paid content, customized stuff.
Yeah.
And some really cool lighting with the campfires. I went ahead and made the camp a lot bigger than what it's supposed to be, so it's actually double the size for you guys because I feel like it would be about this size. There you go. Is everyone ready to get back into it? Okay, cool.
Yes.
Jerry's chomping at the bit like an animal.
I don't want to kill the deer.
It's dead.
What?
It's already dead.
What, that dead one that's there?
You have an elk. To be technical, you have an elk.
Okay, how do I want to do this?
Every time we summon these animals, it's like, cool, go out there and die. It's like, for once, I would like to summon them to have a bit of fun. I was going to do that with the warriors. I thought, here, play with this, but we didn't get a chance.
Yeah, you could have summoned one for me to switch its neck. And it's
There's a lot of things going on, so I couldn't do it. Depends on what happens to this elk. What mood I'm in. I suppose we have
not for this one.
I'm gonna kill it.
Guys, we have no idea if it's sunrise, right? Like the sun has risen since we've been in that cave with the yays. Do we have any inclination on that? No.
At sunrise, your animal disappears.
Yes.
It was night when we was looking at. Well, actually, I don't know. I can't remember.
So yeah,
Your
there's
badge
no
dis-
confirmation. No,
Your badge
no,
disappeared.
no. I had a panther, and the panther. No,
Oh,
did I
I
have
know.
panther?
We took
Direwolf.
new
Sorry,
one today?
I had a direwolf, and the direwolf was killed. That's what
Oh,
happened. So
a long
I
rest
don't.
in that cave.
Yeah.
Okay, just let me know when you guys are
Okay.
ready.
Well,
Alright,
you had
ready.
another elk too, right? But you just told the elk to run away.
Yeah.
Oh,
Basically,
yeah.
I either have a charge or I don't have a charge, is what you're saying. Okay, I'm ready.
2 thumbs up if you're ready.
I'm just gonna double check.
Or 1.
That's so. Thumbs up.
I don't want to do that one. That's far.
That is really.
That was good music, but it was just loud. It was like,
Banger.
It was just the intro sound like something else, as all.
Oh,
That
it
was
sounds
the ending
like,
of Far Cry.
I sound like we're like
Mongolian throat
in
singing.
yeah. I looked it
Yeah,
up. I was like, we have to
yeah.
have something along these lines in our campaign.
Mesh, I think you're right.
No,
It was Mongolian folk singing. It's a Mongolian folk singing.
Now who's the old one?
Back in my day.
Which was yesterday.
All right, I'm gonna go back to the other one. It's just more AFK that I use that one. Okay, I'm just gonna stop here because that's taking too long. Okay.
Aging's
A blast of a blizzard consumes you. As the door opens, all of your vision is completely whisked away with a blast of cold, snow and sleet, ice and wind. And you lose sight of all of your party members for a brief moment as everyone vanishes. And when your vision clears and you all wipe away your hands from your faces, you see yourselves standing at the edge of this camp with tents holding fast against a raging blizzard that continues. Very difficult to see. You can only see the edges of these campsite pieces held fast by the stakes in the ground, and the campfires seem to be dimming, if not anything. And as you look around, in the spite of your difficult vision, you look at each of your party members to see what the heck just happened to you. And each of you, including Velen, minus the animals, has a bright, tiny, glowing snowflake floating a few inches above your heads.
Oh.
Sims.
Sims is not fucking Sims.
Guys.
Can I touch it at all?
Ooh.
Is it?
Have we
Just phases
noticed? Do
through
we
it.
even know it's there?
It just phases through it. You don't really have a very good feel for yours, but you recognize someone else's first, and you realize that everyone's got one.
I don't like this, guys.
Are we here together then, or are we each in our own version of this?
You asking me that?
Yes, our companions. Like, can I look over and do I see Devii, or am I alone here?
You can see them.
Okay.
You see a very pissed Devii.
Is it just the four
That's
of
a
us?
turn up later.
The others didn't come?
Everyone's here.
Guys, well, spawn in your characters.
Everyone is here.
We're here. Where are you?
I'm here. I'm
Oh yeah, you're under
Devii.
or you're over. Yeah.
Where is my
Match.
character token?
You might
You have to drag it on yourself.
Pull it on.
Oh,
It's on a
really?
new map.
What do you do?
Be needing
It's
that.
making my egg yolk.
Chef, are you here? Not on top of you, am I?
Chef's here.
Players, but it hasn't got my
Do you-
token.
Yes, it does.
We don't have. We're missing
What's that?
Deli and I can't see Jodie.
It's because
No,
she didn't
I'm
drag her token on.
Okay, we're missing.
Yeah, but I don't know
Oh.
where.
I
Oh, wait,
thought that
hold
was
up.
Jodie. My
Did
mistake.
that? Okay, I've done it.
Cool.
Oh,
Alright.
perfect.
My
I
bad.
see you.
Okay.
too hard to really see what you guys are seeing on the map, so just keep that in your frame of reference as a player. For your characters, they can only see the edges of some tents. That's all that you can see. It's a raging blizzard. One of the worst you guys have encountered.
Guys, do you feel cold?
Why, do you want to cuddle?
No, I just want to understand how real this is.
You guys are freaking cold.
Yeah. Why on earth would someone give fealty to this shit?
We need to huddle together for warmth.
Can we check what's going on in the tents?
You have to walk into camp to do that.
Let's move forward.
Wait, before we carry on, I just want to say, until we believe otherwise, this is real. Okay? Whatever we do, it is real.
Can we see this drop here? Do we have to walk around it?
I pinch Goldy on the shin.
Can I
Is that
walk
real?
forward like that?
Okay, that's real.
Just let's not make any silly things that we think we can just leave behind, yeah?
Can we see the sky if we look up, or is it just all blizzards and low visibility?
Okay, one thing at a time, guys. Let me answer somebody's question before you ask another one, okay? When Cari asked if you can go straight, practically speaking, no. But because the trial is easy to do, essentially you'll walk around and there's no penalties. You don't have to do anything. So just treat this as like a visual aid for you, okay? Don't treat this as like a battle map, please. Okay? So just use this as a visual aid, and remember that anything you see on the map is a representation to get you here, okay? And to show a sense of distance and space, okay? I want you guys to feel restricted by what you see here, but if you want to investigate things in the map or use the map as kind of inspiration for things you might want to think about looking into that you're here, this is very representative, okay? Do you move into the town, or rather the encampment?
Yeah, I'm looking in this big tent.
I'm detecting thoughts around the tents, walking past.
Yeah, you get a few pings from a couple of the tents. Some of the tents seem to be empty. Others have a couple. Some only have one. Something like that.
Yeah.
As you move into the encampment, Velen following in tow, the snowflakes continue to follow you, seem to be stuck to your heads, essentially like the Sims. Dallan, no check required. Vanvalor knows this is a bear tribe. There are bear pelts everywhere, and you know, without a shadow of a doubt, you're in the middle of a bear tribe.
Bear tribe.
As you get towards the center of the encampment, Dallan would be able to explain why things are the way they are, but usually there's a larger tent in the center with concentric rings of, like, spread out, but mostly ring-shaped in different areas. The outer ring would basically be the warrior ring. Then the inner ring would be where the families are of the warriors. And then the second inner ring would be like the elite chieftains and shamans, basically, of the group. And then inside of that would be the central head shaman and the leader of that particular tribe would be in the largest tent. As you look at the center where and this map has a kill of a deer, you see some kind of animal slaying spot, like for gutting, that is frozen. And as you look at it, there is no meat or fur left on whatever was there. It is picked clean like a vulture's worst nightmare. They find a corpse and there's nothing left. You also notice that there doesn't seem to be any barking, which is eerie and strange despite the blizzard raging. And as you investigate through the camp, you find only sleds, furs, and tents.
Don't like any of this.
Oh, it's warm in here.
Right.
Can we look inside? Can we look inside the tents?
Are you guys going into separate tents or the same tent?
I just went into this big one.
I'll go into the big tent as well.
I'll stand outside.
Okay. As you kind of come into the big tent, you have to go through the outer rings, Devii. It's not like just the map where you just go straight to the big one. Okay. So you have to go through a lot. As you approach,
I guess
you'll see a few fatigued-looking people with spears and hand axes at their sides, with a pelt that looks like a bear head is kind of clipped to the top of a cloak. Raise a spear and say, "Halt."
Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to intrude. We was wondering if we could take shelter from the blizzard.
You see his face kind of like look through the blizzard, and as more of you kind of come in, you get closer to this person, you see that they seem to be a bit more like inebriated, I guess you could say. Like, he doesn't look very healthy. And he looks at all of you, and then you see his eyes do what all your eyes did and look up above your heads and see the snowflakes. And you see him kind of visibly relaxed despite being tense with the blizzard itself. Says,
So he can see the snowflakes? That's up.
Yeah, he can see it.
Head?
He's like, I see. It's like, hopefully this is a good sign. Come with me. We're gonna go talk to Gunvald.
Oh?
I see your leader.
He's the chieftain. Come on.
Gunvald, great. It's great now.
I'm going with him.
I'll follow leader.
Detect thoughts, Rob. As we're following.
He's like, I really hope this is a good sign. He's like, we gotta take him to Gunvald. He's like, let's just make sure that maybe the Frost Maiden is gonna bless us today. Something like that. So he doesn't really have much else besides that, as he takes you through the tribe, and you see a few people kind of pop out of their tents, but only guards. Usually once you pass the outer ring where some of the guards are, you realize how many tents there are. There doesn't seem to be very many warriors that match, but probably because of the blizzard, you're not sure. You go through, you find the final center, and then you go inside where you see a just massive looking person. He has a huge bear pelt around him. He is kind of sitting in a throne made out of like a bear's hide. There's a huge slain bear, like a giant brown bear, just hide on the ground in the tent. And when you see him, he says, "Hail, strangers. You can leave us." And you see the now relatively thin warrior that you were greeted by leave the chamber with a bow and a beat of the chest, and then he goes like this to show a bear claw as he leaves. And as you enter, you just see Gunvald greet you. It says, "Please have a seat."
I'll sit down.
Me too.
As close to the fire as possible.
Me too.
There's no fire.
Then I won't. I will sit down, just that I won't, yeah.
There's a couple torches in here, but they're all just for lighting.
I'll sit down next to a torch.
Okay. He like scans through all of you and then finally rests his eyes after scanning past them on Vanvalor. And you can kind of see him kind of just go in disgust as he looks at you. He's like, interesting. I wouldn't have thought that the Frost
I
Maidens.
discussed look
What's that?
back. I discussed look back with the little.
I give an annoyed smirk.
I wouldn't think that someone from your tribe would be one of the emissaries, but here we are. Anyways, I am Gunvald Halrogson, chieftain of this bear tribe and all tribes. Head chief. Who are you?
We are weary travelers.
Do you want to know our individual names?
Effectively, we're just the song
for a group.
Song of Summer.
Song of Summer is a group name. Wonderful. Bear tribe. What are your names?
Devii.
Meshadieme.
Breker.
Chalcedony.
I'm still outside.
Vanvalor. But I
And-
don't tell him my last name.
Torterra says something that's like his name is Torterra and then points to his minion, and then Velen says, I'm Velen Harpel. Although my name's recompense probably will not hear the... Never mind. My importance is probably not important to somebody of your stature. You know, wizards and chieftains don't really get along very well from what I gather, so I'll save you the bullshit. He says, fair enough. Why did one of the other people not come in here?
He's the muscle. He's keeping guard outside.
I think
If I could make a request, I would like to make it with all of the emissaries, not a select few. So if you could go get your friend, we can talk.
Goldy.
Emissaries?
He wants you in here.
He said we were emissaries.
Oh, get off. Oh, I'm coming. I'm here.
Wonderful. Have a seat. Mr.
Call me Goldy.
I see you've chosen the correct totems. He gestures to your bear tribe, or bear-like things that you have upon you. And he's nods in approval. You can have a seat near the head. And he points towards the large bear pelt on the ground.
Thank you.
To answer your question, Mr. Cal, can I call you Cal?
Please do.
There's a lot of new names in this building, so I want to keep it short. To be frank with you, this is a desperate time for us here in the Bear. Our tribe is low on food.
We noticed. It seems as though you've eaten the the dogs.
That's correct.
Have the herds
But we've been
migrated?
blessed with emissaries like yourselves. So why are you here? Have you come to bless us with food?
We walked through a door not knowing where we were going.
It is a door of test.
Well...
What would you have us do? What were you expecting us to do for you?
If I'm being honest, he scans you like a hawk. This guy is about as intimidating as they come.
Yeah.
He kind of just sits in the... He doesn't sit like a comfortable king. We'll put it that way. He sits in this big seat, this chieftain seat, and is steepled fingers, analyzing your every nuance. And in particular, not letting anything level his gaze, like miss.
Mm-hmm.
Even down to the minute movements of, like, your tiniest of animals.
Rob, I'm detecting thoughts for anything contradictory to what he says versus what he thinks. So if something different comes up, let me know.
I will say that to save time on this for you, Mesh, you're going to notice a very common theme that when he speaks, it is exactly what he's thinking.
Mm-hmm.
He is very much like not the type of leader to beat around the bush. He doesn't hide anything. And the first thing that you get is more emotions rather than thoughts. And the main thing that you get is extreme caution, hostility, impatience, and skepticism. And then anytime his gaze meets Goldy's, there's a very small tinge of approval and hope. And then when he looks at Vanvalor, there is a sense of animosity and anger. And actually, envy. And then he speaks again. As somebody that doesn't trust easily and doesn't like outsiders, regardless of their associations, as he points to all of your, like, little snowflakes. If you'd like to help us, and the Frost Maiden has sent you, well, I don't trust even her unless we see some loyalty. So you'll all have to prove yourselves loyal to me, and then you can beat it.
Well, then let me be frank with you. We walked through a trial door labeled cruelty. My assumption is that being cruel would be leaving your whole tribe to die to death and not help you. That's not necessarily what we want. So we might be willing to help you.
My advisor has told me that we have to take desperate measures. We've already eaten all of our sled dogs. There's no food, and this blizzard has lasted for 10 days. You can't move without food.
Are they like, is he like eyeing up Goldy's elk?
No, the elk's not in the tent.
Oh, he doesn't know it. He doesn't know it's there.
Yeah. Now, he says, I'll leave you to making your own decisions, Miss Devii. Regardless of whatever your motivations are, I don't care. I can't feed any of you, so you're on your own. But if you are the emissaries the Frost Maiden sent to us for whatever the reason, my reasoning is I will not ask for help. We will do it, whether you are here or not. But we have to have food. And so our alternative that my advisor has told me is to take a drastic course of action because we need to move and we cannot move without food. In doing so, we have our elders of the tribe who are less capable of travel, especially without animals.
Perhaps
they will be sacrificed.
Perhaps you misunderstood me. What I was trying to say was you seem like somebody who likes people to be open and honest. So I was trying to just give you info. Emissaries of Frostbitten? No, we are not.
Well, now I'm getting even more conflicting evidence as to why you're in my tribe with her symbol above your heads.
It's coming.
Is that what that is?
Are you asking us to kill the old people for you?
You will have to prove your loyalty.
To whom?
This is not going to go well.
To her and to us. You will do the despicable act that we are in conflict over. I don't care how you do it. But you must put the end to the ones that are the weak.
What?
Are you go? Okay, so you need food, so we're gonna kill them and then so that you can eat them, correct? Because otherwise, I would say just leave them be.
Don't we have
now
some
listen
food,
to me.
Devii?
These tribe members have willfully offered themselves. They are the 4 eldest.
Mm-hmm.
However, they recognize our position. We cannot move without them. So we have been feeding them the last of our rations in order to help us provide for the future.
Is it?
We gave
Am I
them their
correct
final
then?
wish. They have reserved their rights. And we will have to use them in order to feed the rest of the camp according to my head shaman. Now, I will not make you make this decision in my presence. I will leave you to yourselves. But I would ask that if you do not make this decision, that you tell my lead guard, his name is Hendrickson, the one who led you in.
Is it possible to see them before we make the decision?
It doesn't matter who they are.
Devii, make a persuasion check. It's a high DC.
Bye.
I've figured it out.
Make a position check.
Hi guys!
Great position check.
I rolled that 20. Did you see it?
No.
No.
No, I didn't. I rolled close to one.
Oh,
You said persuasion, right?
Mm-hmm.
18 plus 8.
26.
Yes, 26.
Good, because you needed a 25 to pass this.
Ooh!
This is an impossible level of difficulty. Devii, to pass the final piece of your check, you need to give me a damn good reason as to why you should answer yes.
Okay. Is he gonna ask me then?
Yeah. He's like, you give me one good damn reason why I should let you see these people who have reserved their lives to be forfeit to anyone we see fit.
Well...
That you should be able to question them and inspect them like pieces of meat before you execute them. Or even to the point that you walk into the tent and then walk out when they are fully ready to die.
Here's one. How do we know?
No, this is Devi's check.
How do we...
This is Devi's.
No, you got that.
Because you want us to make a decision. It's impossible to make a logically informed decision without speaking to the ones you're asking us to kill. And I would be more willing to kill someone if I were able to speak with them knowing that they're willing to sacrifice their lives for the group. I want to hear it from their mouth. I want to hear them tell me they're willing and why they are. You have told me they're willing. They need to tell me they're willing.
He nods for a second, kind of unsteeples his fingers and kind of grips white knuckles on his chair as he shifts his weight. Truly an act of cruelty to know the person you want to kill. Very well. I will set them up in the 4 tents and tell Hendrickson that you will see them first.
That's not what I meant.
You are dismissed. You are all dismissed. I will reserve one of the empty tents for you to discuss amongst yourselves to make a decision and post Hendrickson with you should you have further questions. I need some time alone.
Once we get into a tent by ourselves, we'll be like, he's a pretty big dude. Maybe he should sacrifice himself for them.
So are we away from him now in a different tent?
So Hendrickson will pull the the tent, standing outside. He says, "Come on, then. Let's go. It's fucking cold out here. Come on."
I'm coming.
And he takes you to another tent. What am I gonna do with this thing? Can I eat it?
No,
it's not real.
What do you mean it's not real? It's it's right there.
It's magically summoned.
You can try and eat it, but they normally disappear as soon as they die.
There is no meat. There is no blood. There are no bones. It's not real.
Yeah, whatever. You guys need anything?
What?
Do you need firewood in there?
I don't think it's gonna make a difference.
Yes, we do need firewood.
All right, well, I'll leave you guys to it. I'll be a few minutes. I need to go collect them. Would you like them together or in separate rooms? Or tents?
The people?
Yeah, they're in separate tents right now. I can collect them to a single tent if you'd like.
Let's all get in the same
I like
tent.
I was gonna say separate. Separate? Okay, left hand separate, right hand together.
Yeah, but we're...
That's my left hand, by the way.
Yeah. I'm you right hand. Right hand.
Everyone's voting the same, Cari.
Left, separate.
This is my left hand.
Oh, it is your left hand. Okay, sorry.
Cari's dyslexic, folks. Everyone's doing on their left hand.
When
I have to like
on our
look
own,
at you, and then I have to think. Okay, I'm facing. Left hand.
Your camera needs to be flipped in your head. That's
yeah. You're actually correct.
Yeah, mine's wrong.
It's just the pictures. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
When we're kind of alone, Breker would kind of like, guys, I didn't think I would be useful here, and I felt that I was going to be a detriment, but part of the duties are tier. Like, I am the judge, jury, and executioner of justice. If this tribe has decided this is the path that they want to take to move forward, I can live with myself to execute this and do this.
So he will take Devi's thing and say, "You guys want them separate? Fine. I will wait in the tent next to you, so that you can have some privacy."
Just go in this one.
I'll be honest.
Yeah,
it doesn't sit well with me to kill them, but I do want to talk to them at least. I know that you say you're the judge of tier, so if you're comfortable with that, I will leave that in your hands. Serving the
I'm not
Raven
comfortable
Queen,
with it, but I can live with myself. I know some of you guys cannot.
To me, it's not in my
Perfectly
hands
fine.
to...
I can do the dirty work if you guys don't wanna.
Yeah,
Breker,
but...
I will also share in this. I have enough blood in my hands.
If Arl wasn't here, they wouldn't have to do that.
Is there really no other choice though? That's
There is. I think we're just deciding if it comes to it, we can actually do it.
I think there is another choice, but I think that this group has decided not to take another choice. They're delaying the inevitable. They're gonna fatten these people up, eat them, and then they're still gonna starve to death because they don't have any food.
Everyone, we need to speak to their pride.
Because there's such a thing called conservation of energy, and if you give food to them, you're not to fatten them up so you can eat them. You end up getting less energy back. That makes no sense, just right off the bat.
We need to speak of their pride as a tribe. Yeah, they're warriors. They live on the hunt. So let them die as one. That's how we get out of this without killing them.
You do have a good point that they have. I think it's interesting that as a bear tribe, they identify so much with bears, and there's like bear things. Like, I know you're the bear tribe, but why don't you have raccoon skins? You know, like they have a lot of pride, like you said.
Where are all the bears? Did they kill all the? There must be some bears around. Did they kill them all?
I think
there's no animals. Like he
said. There's no. Are there no? No, I just want to.
You remember Mod, right? Like,
where are all the
and
animals?
the Verbeegs, like, there's not a lot of food in Icewind Dale. The Verbeegs and Mod have proven that.
Are we in Icewind Dale still?
If they're the bear tribe, then we are. What'd you
Vanvalor,
say?
Is this how tribes operate when they're in a dire situation normally?
Hey, this is how they operate. Yes.
How do you... I mean, like, I know what the tiger tribe did to you, but you didn't volunteer. Do you feel like these
I feel like it's better for them to willingly go the way they want than to be taken by the snow.
That's...
Vanvalor, is this justice, would you say? Is this the tribe doing what's best for the tribe?
Do they have any other options?
Well, that's what I want to know. Why are we not trying to track some animals?
Well,
they said they're elders. They must have expert tracking skills. Could we not use their
And I
skills?
think they need to move, and they're slow
yeah,
and weak, and they would probably just die when they go to move to another place anyway.
Yeah.
I feel like we're hundreds of miles from any type of source of food.
I mean, here, like I said, at the end of the day, they're going to eat these old people and they're still going to starve to death and die.
Right. So
unless they change their mindset, basically, is what I'm saying. Unless they change their mindset that this is what's going to happen.
Well, their mindset is that if they eat these old people, they will be able to have the energy to move from here. But what they're doing at the moment by feeding them their food to try and fatten them up, like I said, it doesn't make any sense because you end up getting less energy back if you feed some things.
You do, but
I thought they had no food. I don't know where fattening them up came from.
Yeah, I said fattening them up.
Didn't he say that? Didn't he say that they was giving
them the last bit of food? He didn't say they're fattening them up. He said that they fed them the last bit.
Obliterate these corpses with holy fire. There won't be anything left to eat, so we can save them from at least that cruelty.
You mean kill them and then don't allow
and then torch and then destroy the bodies?
I'll be honest, that's the true act of cruelty for Arl. She would like that.
I think it would be because because then they will have nothing and then they really will not be able to move.
I'm not saying I approve of this. I still want to. To be honest, I would like what?
And we doom everyone and here.
Well, I'm saying they're already doomed. But yeah, I would like to talk to the elder.
I want to talk to Professor Scant.
Look.
Is he here?
Oh yeah, Vlen, what are you thinking?
Thing.
Vlen, what are you thinking? Vlen, what are you thinking? Like I said, I don't like this.
Well, what is our test?
Cruelty.
Yes. Do you think that the Frost Maiden or King Gunvald is your tester?
I don't know. I was
Frost
assuming...
Maiden is the one who is giving us the blessing here and the test there. We can take hints and prompts from what King Gunvald has said. Head High Chieftain, whatever the fuck his name is. I don't like him and I don't like this trial, but I have no problem being a cruel son of a bitch.
Okay. I believe that.
So if you are all too afraid of doing the right thing for this test to be passed, I will pass this test for you.
Oh. That makes it easier.
I don't have any. I have done nothing but get my hands dirty to get to that city the whole time I've been here, and I will continue to do so until my dreams are realized.
The test seems straightforward, guys. I'm with Velen here.
That said, Breker, I don't think that your dreams of justice, of eliminating them, will be anything short of cruel. There will not be justice to remove their lives for no reason. At least when they are eaten, they are serving a purpose. Secondarily, I don't think that we have to necessarily kill them. If you don't like Mr. Gunvald, we could try to kill the motherfucker himself. Or maybe his evil shaman overseer. I don't know. Whatever the fuck you guys want to do is fine with me. If you would like to abide by this and do things the way the king has said and abide by the cultural norms that are here and the things that he has decided that he wants to do, that's up to you. I am a tag-along that just wants to do what you guys want to do and not kick against the pricks. As long as you're helping me get where I need to go, I can help you where you need to go. And that requires passing this test.
What?
If you guys wanna...
can I challenge him?
So
how does that work?
Challenge him?
One kind of... I'm asking Rob
about sorry, I got a little in character there. You could.
Does that like work across tribes?
As far as like an act of dominance to destroy him in order to take his chieftain role, you would not be second in command. Like you would not be able to take over the tribe. You're an outsider.
Right.
You would have to be an insider, or at least viewed within some realm of population inside of the tribe to take him out and then replace him. But that has nothing to do with if all of you wanted to challenge his authority by attacking him. That's different.
And Goldy challenge him?
But you're also not sure because in your this is something that's only really within you, Dallan. You're limited in a lot of your understanding of the tribe because you were here for only a short time. But you do know that going against the tribe's leader is like a coup, basically. Even if an outsider just comes in and wipes out the leader. That is definitely an act of cruelty because you basically leave them without a leader and throw them into chaos.
Do that then.
But at the same time, you do know that something is strikingly real despite opening a door and appearing at their doorstep.
Yeah, this doesn't seem like a memory or a created
this doesn't seem
like
fake to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't seem fucking.
Everyone, look, if this is about cruelty and it's a trial, that doesn't mean that we inflict cruelty. We have to demonstrate it. You know, whatever we choose to do, we have to do something that will destroy these people as an act of cruelty. That's what this is.
I still want to listen to them as far as for me personally, and I might change my mind. I don't feel comfortable doing this. And to me, the greatest cruelty to them would be to make the leader himself choose to take their life instead of making some other peons do it for him. We're outsiders. Let's make him do it. If he wants to do it so badly, let him do it. I don't want to do it.
I agree, leader. Like, we just turned up here. Why is he asking us to do it?
He wants an easy out.
You're good at politics. That's exactly the kind of cruelty that we should give them. You can decide your own fate. Wallow in your own despair.
That's my interpretation of cruelty, and it also fits within something I'm comfortable with. So if I can turn my words into something that sounds cruel, then sure.
The only thing that would stop me from carrying this out would be if Gunwald has lied to us and these people are not ready to be in this position.
I feel like his willingness to let us talk to them is...
He was not willing to let us talk to him.
There's always an element of peer pressure in these situations.
Yeah,
You know
why don't we let them know
we talk to them now?
Yeah, let them
I
know
think-
we're ready.
I think it's time. I'll go out. I'll go to the hut and tell him.
As you open the tent flap, you notice that Hendrickson is no longer in that tent, and there is a woman there in a lot of like gourds and like heavy, like what you would only guess is like chieftain type things, but it's not the chieftain.
Shaman.
She looks to be like a more shamanistic thing, and she says, "Ah, yes. You are finished debating, yes? My name is Ukulra. I am the head shaman. Ukulra, sorry, Ukulra. Ulkora. Ukulra. I am here to inform you that my king has not given you all of the correct instructions. There will be a ceremony after your debate, so you will not be executing them inside of the tents individually."
Oh, good.
Oh, I thought we were going to talk to them and then choose.
You may still speak to them as per your requests. However, we will not deny you that. But there is a ceremony for them to retain their honor despite their sacrifices.
Well, I'd still like to talk to them first.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Excellent. Part of the ceremony is we'll then acquire. I'll just let them know this is a part of the ceremony for their sakes. Is that okay with all of you?
Yes.
I didn't hear what to do. What?
At the moment, we're able to. So she's telling us that after we talk to all of them, they want to do a ceremony. We have to publicly execute them.
What is the ceremony?
Well, we will give you a knife, and you will kill them. And I will do some respectful things about their final wishes, and let them know that they will be accepted into the embrace of the Frost Maiden, so that we can both appease her and our own, that this act of cruelty may embrace our strength.
Are you the one that's testing us?
What?
Just to make sure that we're loyal to his, command and everything. Are you making sure we're loyal to the leader here?
I guess in a roundabout way. I'm here to make sure that you don't kill them beforehand.
Makes sense.
And also to make sure that they're comfortable when you're speaking with them. This is their final moments, and I want to make sure you're respectful.
Okay.
We understand.
As long as we understand each other, we can move on.
Okay.
Please lead the way.
All right. This way.
Where are we going?
She grabs a walking stick from leaning up against from her tent flap and has like a skeletal kind of bear claw like frozen to the top of it. Kind of uses it as a walking stick to get through the snow. Where is this? I don't know. Let's find something. Dun, 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 dun.
Rob, is there anything that small and unnoticeable that Breker could grab and take with him? Just kind of something from this tribe?
Give me a perception check.
There has to be a bear claw around somewhere.
What?
17.
Hey!
There's probably some scrimshaw or carving somewhere of just the bear, like on one of the shelves, but if you wanted to take it, she would basically be opening the flap for you as you were leaving, so it would be really hard to hide. You have to make a sleight of hand check to take it.
I just mean something insignificant that no one would really miss. Like, not particularly now, but I'm just keeping my eye out for something.
I mean, yeah, you'd be able to see something like that, but you'd have, again, like I'm saying, you'd have to take it. she would notice if you're trying to grab something.
Okay, I'll wait for her to be gone.
She's waiting for you guys to leave the tent. That's where you see it.
Okay, not particularly from here. From like the entire visit to this tribe is when I'm trying to get something from them.
Okay. Well then, in that case, it will be like this. Otherwise, it'll have to be like outside of her sight because she's not leaving.
Well, what about if we retconned to when we were all in the tent?
Yeah, I'll grab something later. So
Yeah,
while she's
just
here,
remind
I
me
will
later
do
then.
this. Yeah.
Okay. So the head shaman, Ulkura, her name's fucking hard to say, leads you to a tent and says before you go in, this is the tent of Miss Lisa. She's been with this tribe for a long time.
Interesting name.
We will not be giving her family name for we don't know what your motivations are just yet, so we'll just have you refer to her as Lisa for now. Okay. She's very old. She's not hard of hearing. She's sharp as a whip. She's very old and can't move very well. In you go.
We go in.
So what is going on right now?
You said your name was Lisa?
Yeah, you see an old woman kind of honestly like sitting up in bed.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay.
She's sitting in the bed and she's got something that she's trying to do, like some very heavy stitching, probably with her hands, riddled with arthritis, just trying to like put something together. Looks like some kind of like outer garment or cloak. She sets it down as she comes in. Ah, yes, welcome.
Hello.
Oh, well, I wasn't... Ulkura? Are they supposed to be here like this? Yes, Miss Lisa, they're emissaries. They are here to ask a few questions before the ceremony. They might be performing it, and we're not quite sure. They're doing some final ceremony things, if you will. Oh, all right then. Well, have a seat. There's not much space in here, so you'll have to huddle up, but it's good for the warmth. Go on, have a seat. I don't have any tea or food for you, unfortunately. That's maybe why you're here.
Lisa, do you understand the ceremony that's about to take place and your role in it?
Absolutely. Her face immediately becomes grim and focused as you ask that question.
Is it truly your desire? And
detect thoughts. The
the
whole conversation. Detect thoughts.
Again, this person is not very calculated, Mesh. Emotions are sadness, a sense of loss.
Just to
racked
summarize,
with skepticism.
She actually knows or not. That's all I need to know.
She actually knows what?
That she's being sacrificed. That's all.
Yeah, she knows.
Okay, that's all I need to know. I'm just making sure.
What was your last question, Breker? Sorry.
Does she know that this is voluntary? This is something she's elected to be a part of?
Well, I am, for lack of a better phrase, the weakest link in this tribe physically. I've lived here for many, many years. So, you know, my time is coming one of these days. And I better be good. I'd rather not be a wild animal, if I'm being honest. I would have liked to have died to something fighting in my age, but age has not been kind to me. And if my body can be used for the furthering of my tribe, then so be it.
Is this truly your desire to be sacrificed?
No, of course not. No one wants to be sacrificed. Are you crazy?
No. But I need a lot of crazy people.
This is careful deliberation by our head shaman standing behind you. and our king. This is how it is. The hand of cruelty deals one way, and by its blade we scare off our enemies and produce strength.
If you were in our position, would you do our job without a second thought?
I don't even know your position. You're an outsider.
If you were an outsider brought into this tribe and asked to take the lives of people that you do not know, to do it.
My motivations are entirely different from yours. I have no context for why an outsider would even be here, let alone do this act.
I'm not asking about what you think our desires are. I'm asking what you would do.
I'm being honest with you, Miss
Devii.
Devii. I wouldn't do anything that isn't for my tribe.
You're very loyal to your tribe.
I don't give a rip about anything else. Not even a single thread.
If you could die today fighting instead of being sacrificed, how would you?
Hopefully not in an embarrassing way. It's been difficult to walk for a long time.
Why would you not be willing to take your life yourself as a sacrifice with your own hand instead of allowing someone else to do it?
Because, Miss Devii, that is cowardice.
I know some cultures think it's very honorable.
This one doesn't.
All right. I don't mean suicide. I mean if you were to go up there and use this with a knife on yourself. Some call it seppuku.
There's nothing honorable about it.
Nor is there about someone else. You.
Miss Devii, someone else doing it is a symbol of cruelty. Is it an example of what we stand for?
Do you worship the Frost Maiden?
She looks at you with the most puzzled look.
One of her tenets is cruelty.
I'm very confused with these questions. Aren't you emissaries?
We are. We just want to make sure you're okay with this. We don't know you. We want to understand you before we commit this action.
I am completing her trial, but I am not her emissary. And I'm speaking for myself in this one.
Right.
I just want to know if you're comfortable with this.
This has nothing to do with comfort. My life is being cut short by probably a couple of years at max. My death will be used as a symbol to represent all that I have upheld over these long years, and my body used for the furtherance of survival. This is better than any death I could ask for, and you're asking me to take my own. Is that correct?
I just said that I know cultures that believe it to be more honorable than taking it.
She kind of backs off a little bit at this. I understand. That's not how we operate.
Understood. It would be quite cruel if you were left without having somebody take your life.
She kind of just blinks and looks at you.
as far as you, I'm done with my questions now. I'll sit back and take the
Breker is quieted by this, definitely mulling it over in much more detail.
I'm gonna step out the tent.
Maybe to just avoid the other, skip 3 of the next 4 interviews. Would they all be similar?
In
Could we
varying
ask
degrees,
Elisa?
yes. Some of them would be a bit more dedicated to the survival aspect, and then another one would probably be like another male would be something more like he would be old, but you would guess that he's actually fairly young, but he's human, and he would be similar to, actually more similar to like Goldy's dad, where they would be sporting a pretty nasty injury that would be really, really restrictive. So these guys are these people are in different ways maimed. Basically, super old, unable to really walk properly, injured, disabled, blinded, deafened, something like that. So I'm not gonna. I think the symbol of Lisa here is probably your best bet, but you'll get different names, maybe like Dunvar and Holmstrung, and then Helen is probably the other lady's name, right? Something like that. Something sounding dwarvish, but not really. Or Swedish is probably the names I'm kind of pulling from, but except for Lisa.
And then my last question for Lisa would be like, you're doing some stitching. Could I have one of your spare stitching needles as kind of a memento?
She like looks around. Well, I mean, it's made out of bone, but here you go. It's made out of a polar bear's rib. Good luck. Storing it. I don't know how you would store this outside of putting it into leathers like I have with a kit. I won't be needing it anymore after tomorrow anyways. Or today, depending. Goldy, when you step out, just to let you know that the shaman won't let you go very far. So as long as you're staying outside in the blizzard and freezing your keister off nearby, she's not too upset. So
I'm just outside the door. I'm not trying to listen. I'm just.
Goldy, give me a perception check. This will not be with a disadvantage because you're pretty close to the chieftain's or the king's tent.
23.
You can hear some heated yelling coming from that tent. Can't make out what it is over the blizzard, but you can hear some people screaming and shouting at each other in that tent.
I'm just gonna open up the tent. Breker, can you step outside?
If I step outside, can I also hear the yelling?
You have to make a perception check. You have to try to hear it over the blizzard.
Well, can Goldy just tell me about it?
We can tell you about it. Sure.
I'll just tell them. Do you hear that?
Goldy, I have a
yelling.
I have a lurking suspicion here that everyone we talk to in every further event is going to make this more difficult.
Why do you think I stepped outside? They'll probably have to do this, don't we?
It is my sworn duty to pursue every thread of this investigation, though. You want to go and check what the yelling is about?
I do.
Ulviken is there by the door and says, "The king is having a personal matter that he's tending to. You are not allowed to interfere."
Would that personal matter have anything to do with the matter that we are attending to?
The matter that is being attended to is between the Lord and the person involved. It is not a matter for you to deal with.
Can I check if they're lying?
Make an insight check.
I've been thinking for a minute that one of these people is one of the chief parent.
12.
Hard to read. Just being level at you and strict like a teacher. Van, if you want to make a... What check do I want you to make on this? I want you just to roll plus intelligence.
Plus intelligence? Damn. Okay. I'll do that.
I don't think it's too much to really draw as a people person and a bard that is charismatic. The intelligence check is a little lower on the DC. And I think 12 is enough to give you, like, these people don't really share much facial features with the chieftain.
Okay.
But you're not really sure behind the mountains of, you know, scar tissue or weathered looks and wrinkles and fatigue. Really. But your best guess is probably not.
To this shaman, can I, like, pull up Goldy next to me and just kind of be, you've asked us to execute 4 people in your tribe, and you expect us to do it without all of the information. There's something we can simply not allow. And I'd kind of be trying to intimidate my way to hear this conversation where the yelling is coming from.
Yeah, you can make an intimidation check. It's not going to be an easy one.
21.
Second is skill.
Is that good?
So 21 will get you something, but not everything. She ducks her head outside and closes the flap behind her to talk with you two in particular, and like looks around. Look, he's abiding by my advice. Okay. Some of the tribe members don't like the cannibalism that is about to take place, but it is our only option. If you would like to volunteer to die, you can do that. But the king has had to make a very difficult call with my council, and certain people are more than possibly able to execute their rights as our tribe members to voice their displeasure and or acceptance of this. And so everyone has to deal with it differently. And I would ask that as someone that's trying to gather information, that you do so within your bounds. I'm not here to fight you. We're here to work together.
Can I flash a divine sense staring at this person?
Yeah, you don't get anything. I will tell you, intimidating somebody like this, they've seen some shit, and you ain't shit to them.
Or at least they don't know.
As a 21, they're trying to defuse the situation. They're not afraid of you.
What do you think? What's your opinion on this?
Are you asking me?
I am asking you.
This was my idea in the first place.
Why don't you do it then?
We're just trying to figure out what to do with you.
Wait, is she back? I thought.
No. She's just separate. Yeah, we're separate.
We didn't plan to have the emissaries of the Frostmaiden show up at our front tent. We thought this was a sign from her that you were to do the execution on the day that we had planned it. This is beyond coincidental.
Who would have done it if we weren't here?
Would you have done it?
She sits back, or rather takes a step back, a little shocked that you would ask that question.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we would have. We were in the middle of planning how we were going to do it, and then you showed up.
What do you need us for then?
So we took away your responsibility for this.
Exactly, it's
You
your
didn't take
responsibility.
away any responsibility.
Well, then you should do it.
Yeah, I hadn't picked on an individual who would have done it, right? You're still debating, and we showed.
You made the decision very easy for us. As somebody that is basically tasked to do something of the Frost Maiden's will, we thought that you were the ones that were going to just perform it, and it's very surprising to us how resistant you've been so far.
I just gave you a little look to Breker.
It's because we're outsiders.
We showed up.
They don't want blood.
Cal, you're not a part of this conversation.
Why?
Because you're inside the tent, and those three are outside.
Breker and Goldy are away from all of us.
Correct.
Breker. This literally all occurred the second we showed up. That's a bit coincidental.
Ultimately, I think the test was going to be something similar. No matter when we rolled up. Perhaps there's more going on than we recognize. Some time bending, some teleportation, obviously, and some magic that we're not familiar with. But I think what's important is we're here now, and we need to make this decision. This is be absolutely certain. This is the test. This isn't just a bad situation. Like, there was no outcome where we were thrust into a lovely field to play a game of kickball. There was only a cruel scenario that we would have to adjudicate.
It's called goat ball, by the way.
I'm gonna put my arm on Breker's shoulder. Then should we just stop resisting? Should we just get on with it?
Breker would pause for a moment. We are in a very gray area of justice where it is uncomfortable to operate, probably leaning towards injustice. We have means and tools where we could have helped these people. We could have provided food. We can give them food. There are outs here that are not cruel. And I'm trying not to think of them.
Listen, our problem isn't only food. These people cannot travel with us anymore. They will hold us back.
Breker would kind of snap at him and be like,
this is a woman, by the way.
I have the ability to cure ailments and rid the world of disease and
You do not have the power to de-age anyone. Paladin.
I'm close.
Just give me a year.
When she kind of bristles a bit and says, we have to trim the fat. And there is no fat left to trim. We have the only thing that we have left in order that is restricting us from moving forward. If this blizzard doesn't end by tomorrow, we have to leave. There is no more food. We have maybe 1 to 2 more days if their sacrifice goes through that we can try to wait out this blizzard, but it is just not going to happen. We're at our wits' end to travel, and we are locked down without food, and we cannot go anywhere. I don't know if you are aware of this, but there is a dragon currently around here, somewhere.
Dragon?
We can't stay here for very long.
I wish we could kill the dragon and give it... let them eat the dragon. I'm not there. I'm just saying.
This is gonna sound a bit dumb. What kind of dragon?
Hell if I know, we're in the middle of a blizzard.
Kind of hoping to hear metal.
If anything, we would be so lucky that it would take our food options so that the blizzard goes away. Maybe.
There's a bunch of frozen elk down that way. Sorry.
No, I'm just thinking.
I've decided what I'm doing.
Him.
Listen, let me take you back to your tent and you can make a decision. But do not interfere with how people are coping with this. That is the king's job, to dictate how people act and interact with this. I am here to ensure that you have the chance to make your own decisions. If you leave, we'll have to figure out what's going on next. If you're going to do this, then you're going to need to do it and make the decision. I don't know why this is so difficult for emissaries of Auril to do this, but whatever. You can go into your tent and discuss this, and I will be waiting next door. There are only 4 people, so only 4 of you, if you have stones to do it. You need to do this.
I just stare at Breker.
I'll go collect your companions while you stay out here and chit-chat. And she walks into the tent to go get the rest of you.
Oh, I just frustratedly roar. Oh.
Well, it's possible you don't have to do anything here, Goldy. We have other companions.
No, but that's the thing, right? Like, I either let them do it or I do it. It doesn't matter. There is some kind of character assassination amongst any one of us, no matter what we do.
The rest of you join together and are walked back to your individual tent. Okora bows and says, I'll be over next door if you need me. You have 1 hour.
Does anyone have anything further to discuss, or should we just pick our 4 representatives?
I volunteer.
I 4 separate people.
I would like to urge you guys, all of you, not to. I would rather fail this test and
Devii, it was a yes or no question.
That would mean that most of us would have to do it because there's only.
I know it's a yes or no question, and I know you guys will answer yes or no. But I'm just saying one more time, I urge you not.
Passing this test lets us save more lives later.
There are other ways to get through a door than to having to.
But this.
Maybe not those ones.
That's only my opinion. You guys are free.
So Mesh, you are a yes. Devi's a no. Vanvalor?
Yeah.
Chalcedony?
This is Jodie speaking. I missed a lot of what the extra information was, so I don't even know if I can really make an informed decision right now. I'm sorry. I'm just not feeling well at the moment.
Goldy,
the 4.
I do not recommend you do this. You already have blood on your hands that you regret.
You know, but the trial. The trial.
Listen, all of you.
Cares about a trial.
And Velen kind of like cracks her knuckles. I'll kill all 4 of them if I have to.
Well, then you do it.
But listen to me. I don't think everyone has to do this. I am very curious as to why multiple people can do it. Can we, like, if we're all participating in killing one person, does that mean we all pass? What is the how do we pass this thing?
I have something to say to the druid lady. This isn't my tribe. I have nothing to do with this. I care nothing for their honor. I don't agree with their values.
We understand where you stand by. We understand. Okay, listen. It's not about your personal beliefs. It's about passing this test so that we can do other things.
We can do other things besides pass the test.
Do you want to get the codicil or not, Devii?
Do you really think that the only way to get the codicil is by passing all 4 tests?
That is what the stupid walrus man told us.
Well, that's a great way to base your assumptions on a stupid walrus man.
What other options do we have?
Wizard.
What else can we do right now?
She just blinks at you blankly as if like she's talking to a child all of a sudden.
I know. Yeah, I mean, I understand how she feels, but I think Devii is very much like Cari, like, but there's always another way.
Well, would you just rather go and waltz into the kill the shaman and the chieftain and walk the fuck away and doom them? Was that better?
Personally, yes.
Well, who's for that plan? I don't give a fuck who we kill. I'll roll up my arm sleeves and kill whoever the fuck we need to. I'm getting that codicil.
Devii, you kill their leaders, then they are as good as dead anyway. If we...
I guess what... you're right. I guess what I should be saying is, if they threaten my life because I refuse to kill them, I will fight.
That was never in question. He said we could leave.
Okay. I've said my piece. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
Mesh was a yes. Vanvalor was a yes. Valen's a yes. Breker's a yes. The rest of you guys can walk away.
That's a majority.
Vanvalor was trying to say something earlier.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, it's just... These deaths will cause net good. Even though it's bad. And that's the option we have.
We are giving them what they want. At its most base
it's gonna
sense.
happen whether we leave or whether we stay.
And if
so
you doom them to do nothing and walk away, we don't know if that means you fail or succeed on the trial. But it is for certain they have made up their minds to do this.
Glenn, it's clear we already have 4 people, including yourself, that want to do this. So why don't we just go to the shop?
Suit yourself.
Wait, it's cruelty. You will want to do it. Let me do it. I don't want to do it.
I don't want to do it. We have to do it.
Wanting to do it is cruel. Not wanting to do it is different.
If I do
Cruelty
it,
has many
I don't want to
definitions.
kill them.
Devii is
That
correct.
creates cruelty. The maximum amount.
It is true. Cruelty is
So let me do it.
Goldie, do not stone your heart to this. If you harden your heart and your empathetic desires to this task, that has nothing to do with cruelty. You can be a cruel individual and be as empathetic as the rest of us.
When you get your mind onto something, you just go without thinking of other abilities.
I just don't want to lose any of you to senseless
If I say I don't want to do it, I'm willing to die for what I believe.
The cruelty is that the situation that they are in. The cruelty is not necessarily the death. This is just the end of the situation.
Yes.
Breker, at least
listen, I am a badass motherfucker, but I am and cruel like the rest of them. But let me tell you one thing. I'm a pragmatist first. This makes sense. This is their culture. We are abiding by their rules and in their world. We were sent here by a strike of insurmountable convenience to do this. This is orchestrated.
They should still do it themselves.
Goldie, I can weather this storm. You do not need to. This falls within the tenets of the faith. I am executing the law of the land. I can conscious this. I can weather this storm. So, Dallan and these others, they can as well. So, there's no need for unnecessary mental harm to our party.
I don't know if you could come back from it if you did this. That's
one hell of a redemption arc.
What's an arc?
It's the shape of a bow.
For how smart you are, you're really dense when it comes to books there, Mesh.
I don't really read storybooks.
That's fair.
Probably why.
All I wish is to save your souls, and look at what you're doing.
A little bit of fiction never hurt anyone.
Trying to save.
She gives you a little grin.
Goldy, I really do appreciate it. As far as I'm concerned and what I'm doing, I am the Raven Queen's fate walker. I guide people's fate to where it needs to go. But that's what I am. I'm a guide. I do not choose to cut.
Are these people's fates not already determined?
It's not for me to decide.
Cari, you can have inspiration for that.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. The Raven Queen is not about cutting the strands of fate, but cutting the ones that need to be cut and giving the others choice. Breker, you get a tinge of that in your psyche from your vision that you had a long time ago. And with that, I think you guys have mostly decided what's going to happen next.
Have we?
So how many can I just get a quick like metagame who's doing this?
Oh, what's going on?
I'll do it.
Okay, so we got like more than enough people to do this. So the real question is who is not going to do it that volunteered to do so? Because some of you will not need to pass the test, but you're not sure as a group if the cruelty test is the choice, the act, or the result.
Indeed.
So I will have a note on my mark for who has decided to do the act. And then of those that did decide, I will mark a second mark as if you succeeded in the trial twice if you do it. Just to be fair.
Is it okay if I...
Sorry, go ahead, Cari. I'm trying to find this, sorry.
Yeah. I want to maybe speak to the shaman lady, or maybe at the trial thing itself.
Okay, this is taking way too long this week, Cari. We're gonna have to table that till next week.
Okay, I'm just making sure we're not fast forwarding through. I want to be able to say something, but I don't have to do it now.
I was hoping to do this like at the end of the session, but it's like 20 minutes overtime. Fish is still not able to make it, and we haven't been able to really decide much. So what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna get a tally of the people that are gonna do the act and the people that have volunteered to do it. So let's go through and volunteer. So I know I can mark Velen for cruelty 1. Okay. Who else? Van said yes. Mesh said yes. Goldy said yes. Breker said yes. Devii said no.
I guess the desires don't matter, huh?
So I'm doing this is based off of the desire, right? This is the people who have said yes or no to being committed to doing it. And then I'll mark another one if that person's the one who actually does it. I'm just telling you guys what I'm doing on my scorecard that I'm marking. But you guys as players don't know what that means. There's no meta knowledge. You guys won't know if you pass or fail the test. You have no idea. So Chalcedony and Torterra, I'll have them make their own choices throughout the week because it sounds like Jodie, the player, is having a hard time with coming in and out on some of this and doesn't understand maybe the full concept. So I'm going to have you can work with everyone offline, Jodie. We'll just have you guys work together and figure out what you want to choose to do. And then you can get back to me before next week. Okay.
Okay.
So don't fret too much about the fatigue and whatnot that's kind of affecting you today. Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. Okay. But then I need to try to at least decide of the people that voted yes. Please tell me which one of you guys is going to try to do it. Which one of you guys would be more like committed to making sure that someone else doesn't take your spot, I guess you could say. Because there's only 4 things toward 4 people.
What to do with it?
Goldy, unless you physically hurt Breker, I would be pushing you back and taking this.
So, out of character, what I'm doing is that I won't be doing it because the characters have talked me out of it. But the second I see any hesitation in any of the 4/4 people, I'm just gonna run up with my axe and just do it. But the characters don't know that.
Breker is irresolute. We'll see
then.
nothing but cold determination.
Okay.
Mesh and Van, I need to hear from you two.
All good. We're going.
Oh, yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. So the real question is how would you guys interact if Velen tells you that she'll do it in your place? Would you willfully say that you can take it instead of me, or would you be pushy? That's the real question. Because if Torterra and Cal push in their stretches during this week, then we still have to come up with a number of 4 by the end of it.
I'll push. I got this. No worries.
Same, cold determination.
Yeah, I got.
Oh, that's. I know why.
Same with Van.
Van would push for it.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think Velen would push the resolve back on anyone except for maybe Mesh. And she would say, basically, she would pull Mesh aside if you're going to push for this and say, listen, let's have a private conversation. Listen to me. Your kind has done nothing but kill and consume for thousands of years.
I'm not consuming here. I'm just doing the deed. That's all.
You need to be very sure.
It's just crossing the first line, not the second. It's
You
fine.
don't all have to do this, you know. I'm giving you an out. I'll do it. This is my task. I need to pass this test. I also am not sure what's going to happen if I pass it, and then I also am able to pass all of the further ones. I don't know if this is the choice or if this is the act. If I don't do the act, then I don't pass the test. If I don't pass all 4 of the test, I don't know if what that means. I am resolute to pass all of these tests.
Okay. Here's the other option. If you take one, and I take one, we have two separate people with separate chances to hit all 4 tests, rather than one person hitting all 4 tests but having two strikes on one test.
I get it. I don't know if it's a group thing or if it's an individual's thing.
Exactly. So this increases the odds because we have more people doing it.
She like grabs your collar. Listen, Mesh, I need this. If I do this test, I will guarantee I will not falter on any of the others.
I won't falter. I absolutely will not falter.
She takes a knife out of her pockets.
Cold eyes right now.
She takes a knife out of her pocket and doesn't draw it towards you, but you might feel a little aghast at this. Lets go of you. And then she draws it on her hand and hands you the knife and says, "You promise me. You will do all 4 of them and you will not fail. And I will trust you."
I will not fail.
Do you draw the blade on your hand?
Yeah, cold eyes.
You shake her hand. It burns, man. It burns, and then you can feel the crystalline blood clot and just fuse on your hands for a second, and you see these little like wisps of green. And she does this to you, and she says, "You promised." And then she takes the knife back and sheaths it.
Was that a blood pack?
It was crazy,
now,
whatever it was.
for the rest of you, 1, 2, 3. That means if Torterra or Chalcedony want an out to not do this, that's fine. But that means Velen will do it. Otherwise, you will have to do it. Actually, sorry. I didn't mark Goldy correctly. Goldy, I'll mark you as the 4th for now, unless one of them will compete against you for it. Otherwise, you'll do the 4th one. If Cal and Torterra want out, then you're the 4th. unless you want to give it to what's her name, Velen. Velen will do it in your place, and you know for shadow of a doubt she'll do it. So
there's part of me that because no one else said anything else. Second someone leaves, I'm going there. I'm just doing it.
You got it. I just want to give the other players the initiative and not make Velen do it. And I knew that Mesh had a little bit of background with stuff here, so I wanted to make sure that he had a little bit of thing there. That's we're gonna unfortunately not have much of an ending because we'll do the ceremony next week. And so ceremoniously, you guys will have some time elapsed, maybe about 20-30 minutes as you guys are debating. Ilkora comes back, takes you away. The tribesmen have been gathered and are around a large bonfire in the center where there are 4 people that you've talked to sitting in some wooden chairs by the fire, and each of them have in their lap a knife made out of animal bone sat there, and that's where we're going to cut for this week. Thank you guys so much for listening to Icewind Dale. This is a very, very dark episode. Please try as players to communicate with Jodie to help fill her in on some of the stuff that she she has some questions on, and then also if you can try to fill in Fish throughout the week, please do so. I'll try to see if I can send him a couple things if he has questions, if you guys want to do that, or have him and Jodie can roll some stuff to me if they have more questions too. That's fine. I am not sure what will happen next week. According to my records, there is, you know what, this is some offline stuff, so I'm going to close the stream here. Thank you guys so much. We'll figure out if we're going to do a game next week or not on our end. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching the VOD. You guys are great. Thank you to Cari for playing Devii, Chef for playing Breker, Mesh for playing himself, Chalcedony to be played by the wonderful Jodie, who is literally fighting to stay into this game, like physically. So Jodie, big props to you.
I just a little bit out of it.
Yeah, I understand.
We'll talk later, Jodie.
Yeah, you know what, Jodie, you fighting through this, you can have inspiration too. Like, it's really hard for you to stick around once you take that med, I know. So I appreciate it. Goldy for playing Goldy, and my friend Dallan for playing Vanvalor and being able to make it this week. It's always a pleasure. We do miss Fish, and hopefully he won't be having a long drive home. He had to drive 2.5 hours and literally arrived 5 minutes before we finished. So yeah, that's gonna be it for the game. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
It's Saturday.